Hey, welcome everyone to another session of Crituitous RP. Thank you for sticking with us after the break last week. It was nice to have a bit of a refresh. Now we're back into the thick of everything. We're still waiting another 15 minutes for Gamel to arrive, so we will be waiting to start this most critical battle for when he gets here. So in the meantime, go get yourself some drinks, relax. We will be chit-chatting and keeping ourselves busy. I'll answer any questions if anyone, players or guests, have any until Gamel arrives, at which point we will get started with the battle with the Kraken. So,
I have a question. Do you think that Ty was just messing with us when he said he's going to go get more alcohol, or do you think there was actually alcohol in that glass?
I can't say anything for his state of being right now. Typically, I've not known him to be drunk whilst playing with us.
I was about to say, it'd be a really big surprise if this is happening the whole time and nobody ever knew.
This indeed would be a big reveal. Ty, we're all talking about you and your alcohol. Is that real alcohol? Or have you been drinking, have you been sloshed the whole time we've been playing together?
I would say sloshed.
Okay.
I normally have a couple of cans of like cheap cider. That thing tonight required stronger measurements, so it is vodka tonight.
Fair enough. I guess I got you all appropriately scared at the end of last week's session.
Scared is a good word, yes.
It's only a legendary Kraken. God.
That can explode people from their heads and the inside out.
Yeah.
It's like something out of The Fringe.
But hey, you've got a huge giant as a friend who has admittedly just used some chains to whack you all, but
yeah, I'm just taking it. The only damage we've taken from this boarding is from the person we tried to free.
Well, he doesn't know who you are. You're just some small folk.
Yeah, well.
All right. A bit of a recap of the story so far. It all started way back when the giants began misbehaving and roaming around areas they're not used to treading into. Certain small villages got taken down. After investigating the source of all of this, the party have found themselves stuck in a battle between dragons and giants. Having met influential characters such as Klauth, an ancient red dragon, and Imrith, an ancient blue dragon.
How big is Gargantuan?
What I can do is I can actually show you.
40 by 40 cube-ish?
So, I personally, even though I'm playing online, I do use the new DM screen because it's pretty awesome. And one of the things they've included on the new DM screen is a size guide. Ooh. So, you guys are medium, large, huge, gargantuan.
Yeah, see, I don't think that it's ever been fair they use a purple worm, or is that a purple? I don't know what that is.
That is a purple worm.
Okay, that they use that because that is an elongated creature. So it's like, how are you balling it up when you consider it? Like,
typically, I'd say a medium creature is anywhere from 4 to 7 foot. A gargantuan is probably anywhere up to 5 or 6 times as tall. So 40 foot tall, maybe, roughly.
Thank you.
No problem.
No, I'm not so scared. I always take it down plenty of purple ones. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have battled incredible odds all throughout your campaign. I remember, I think, second session I played with Carl and Casey. I threw them in a deadly battle against some Merrow. And they did very well using web and various things. Shortly afterwards, I received an email saying, "Are you absolutely sure that was balanced correctly?" And I said, "I was absolutely sure it was imbalanced on purpose." So
Aaron gets a lot of those from me.
And because I tend to give you guys high magic campaigns, high magical item campaigns, the CR ratings are a bit skewed.
It's like, dear Aaron, are you mental? We're going to die, surely.
Though I just recently had put another group through an encounter with a beholder. Another PC died. That's 2 for 2.
Those beholders, man.
Party.
Have you used any of the unusual beholders out of Bolos yet?
It was customized, but none of the stats were different. It was just the generic stats, but it's the way it looked and the way it behaved was a little bit custom because of it. Yes, our group first encountered a actual beholder in when they ran through the Out of the Abyss campaign, faced off against Karazikar.
Some sweet loot.
Yeah.
Aaron still feels it in his chest every day.
It killed you, didn't it? And you were revivified?
Yep, and then
the cleric that revivified you died straight away.
Yep.
After displaying some crazy ninja moves.
All the way through that battle, he had managed to just completely deck save everything.
Yeah, he was prone for half of it, right? And he was just yeah.
Disadvantage on all the dex saving throws because he was prone, and he still succeeded.
He was like 97.
Dragonborn clerics, man.
He succeeded until he didn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't succeed because he was focused on healing and reviving Aaron.
Yep.
And ultimately, it was a death ray that got him.
Yeah.
Aaron also died from a death ray. Loic died from a Yoklol.
No.
No, it was the
priestess.
The priestess. Yep,
Yeah,
the drow
sword.
priestess. She impaled him with a sword.
Still got the scar.
Trying to think, who else has died and been resurrected? No one in the current group.
And he's always died, well, Loic's died twice.
Oh yeah, Loic
Then
got
there was
disintegrated.
Yeah, by the matron mother. I take no shame in that, having been killed by the matron mother. That's like.
And then raised again for experimentation purposes.
Yeah, that's almost an honor. Like all around. That was really fun, the getting out of there. We did it kind of behind the scenes. And I took the appearance of the guy that I woke up to after killing him. I took his face and I took his clothes. And then I went to talk to the guards that were guarding the same place that Aaron snuck through. And it was higher security everywhere. And I actually conned my way through by pretending to be this noble while threatening them with my word over theirs to the matron mother. And I just walked right out.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never got to see me like make my way through the house in the first place and be sneaky, and I did all that behind the scenes. And get that girl up.
It was an interesting thing to experience a wizard have to spend a couple days surviving off of the spells that he had memorized once because he doesn't have his spellbook.
That was
the
very fun,
limitations
actually.
were pretty good.
And I didn't have any material components, so not only was it those spells memorized, but it was also none of them could require. It was all vocal and somatic. But I had a bonus. I had the advantage in the way that my tentacle kept me from being able to get into any kind of anti-magic manacles, so they couldn't keep me bound.
You can't handcuff a tentacle.
You could tie it in a knot and then handcuff it.
I could pull it apart myself just because those are my muscles.
So, in case anyone is wondering, our half-elf wizard does in fact have a left arm replaced by a tentacle. One tentacle that splits at about elbow height into two. They've been quite useful. The reason for that was whilst in the Underdark, hunting the ingredients necessary to stop the demon princes, Loic had a brilliant idea to invoke the powers of certain deities, one of which, Gornadaur, the Elder Eye, I believe that's what he's called. Yeah, he requested a sacrifice. And after killing a few priestesses, taking their blood and consuming it, Loic transformed into an avatar of Gornadaur.
Yep. And fun fact is that the concept was all based off of an image I saw somewhere floating around the internet of all of the dark elven pantheon side by side. And it was really well done. It was like an oil painting. And Gornadaur was depicted as this elf with short black hair, but both of his arms were tentacles. And I was like, oh my god, that's like Loic's brother.
So Loic became him.
Yep. Oh, and another fun fact is that one of the owners of the blood that he used to mix the ingredients was the Yakla. Was a Yakla. So he ingested demon blood at one point, and Lord knows what that's doing to his system now.
You very nearly ingested the blood of your companions.
Mm-hmm. They were gonna let me. Yep.
But I let you.
You walked away from it though, which you didn't stop it.
You tricked them into thinking other things. You didn't tell them what you didn't tell them what you were doing with it.
Well, I told you some. Didn't tell you all.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I would say it was a trick.
What you companions didn't know when Loic was collecting your blood was if Loic had used your blood to do so, you would have lost a certain amount of hit die permanently. And Loic would have taken them.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in the campaign, that was a deadly situation.
Yeah, me and DM were over here behind the scenes going like, he was telling me, Loic could get kicked out of the group for this. I was like, no. He's like, oh yeah.
Oh! Do you know what? Like Pavel and Aaron were skiving about killing Loic because he was a threat to the group.
Wow.
Because of Ilya's like any threat to him, he just takes out. Any threat to him or the group, he would just, because he's an assassin, he would just take them out. And he was considering you a huge threat. If he'd have done that, he would have just gone, that's it, lights out.
Very insistent of him.
And Aaron's the only one who was talking him down, saying, we can be reasonable, we can sort this out.
And look where you are now. Hey, welcome, Matthew.
Hello, so sorry to be late. Things just took longer than I expected, and I haven't even showered. I literally just walked in the house, so luckily there's no smell-o-vision because I smell awful. For those of you who may be watching who don't know, I just did a 50-mile hike overnight. We started yesterday at 4 in the afternoon and got done today at noon. with nothing more than a couple of 5-minute stops, and one period where at 3 a.m. we just fell down next to a restroom and fell asleep for half an hour and then continued onward. So it's been an exciting day.
Your eyes tell a tale.
I was asking Aaron, like, what in the game, what happens if someone has to do a forced march all night, doesn't sleep? And
So,
I had hoped for
yeah.
like 2 levels of exhaustion, but Aaron explains it was just 1 level of exhaustion. So
Well, no, you get 1 level of exhaustion for not sleeping for the night, but then max march that you can make in a day is 24 miles. Every 3 miles on top of that, you risk exhaustion. If you fail twice, or fail once because you've already got 1 level of exhaustion for not sleeping, your speed is then halved, which means to make the rest of the 20 extra miles, that's more exhaustion risks, you would have died.
oh well. I will say my speed is definitely cut in half, maybe more like a fourth. I'm wandering down the hallway like an old constipated man. Is kind of how my legs are working right now.
Don't you have to make a con save for every hour you go over or something? And then it
Yes.
gets harder?
Yeah, so you can only march for 8 hours, which average walking speed, that's 24 miles. Every hour past that, which is another 3 miles, you make a con save to see if you take exhaustion or not, and it gets more difficult. So progressively, it would have killed you.
Well, my problem, I had my Fitbit, so we kept track. Sadly, my speed was only 2 miles an hour, 2.5 miles an hour. I'd hoped to bump it up, so I wasn't that fast. But we were consistent. And what they don't tell you in the games, a big old helping of vanilla ice cream and pizza restores your constitution in no time. That's great.
Well, with that, we don't have any Danric with us tonight. He's busy for the next couple of weeks. Aaron will be taking control of his character for a time. So please bear with us when it comes to Danric's turns. We resume back to where we were. So, previously, you guys had learned of the location of King Hecaton. You're coming to the end. Your goal was to save King Hecaton from wherever he was. Rescue him, bring him back, or confirm his death. You followed the clues. They led you to Waterdeep, to a casino, where you met Caspar Dryland, the captain of the casino. You also, he then told you about the Morgoth, a ship that sails the trackless sea. You met the first mate of the Morgoth, a half-orc individual called Rule. He gave you a bit more information about what you might expect, and you launched your attack and boarded the Morgoth. In a very quick motion, you destroyed all of the cultists on board. Even the very powerful spellcaster that they had guarding over the body of King Hecaton. When you finally defeated all of them, you traveled down to the lowest level of the Morgoth, broke the chains, and freed King Hecaton. In confusion, he swings, hits all of you, or tries to hit all of you, ends up damaging only... well, I think he damaged all of you a little bit. And as he calms down and you convince him, okay, we're here from Sarissa, we're here to help, Loic is in the room, in the captain's room, 1 floor up. The mage that you took from Luskan is on the top floor, watching down intently as tentacles rise up from the sea on all sides of the ship. And we go straight into the battle, as I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
We're gonna kill a kraken. We're gonna kill a kraken. Do-do-do-do-do. Kraken's gonna kill us.
Right. If you do, think of the XP, eh? Eh?
That's right. Everybody levels.
Having an issue with my sheet. Give me a second.
Okay. That is a point. Just a word of warning for you players. Roll20 recently updated their character sheets. If there is anything broken, please let me know. I believe your armor class will be broken. So please keep a track of that.
I've fixed it for me, but I don't know what Derek's is supposed to be.
Okay. The way to fix it is take a look inside of his equipment. You'll see what armor he has. Delete them and replace it.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I had to do.
Do you want? I can just. I was able to just actually change my armor class number. Is that an issue?
That's fine as it is. But if you have anything else later that will automatically update, it might automatically break it again. So
I see.
You'll be fine for now. All right. I have everyone's initiative order.
No, you do not. Mine is wrong.
Yours is wrong.
Just give me a second. There we go. That's correct.
12. Okay. Cool. I'm just going to add.
I fixed Derek.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just adding the turns for all of the tentacles that shot up.
Are these the green things are tentacles?
All these green circles represent the tentacles. Okay. So, first things first, top of the round, tentacle just below, south of King Hecaton will lash out and strike at Hecaton himself. That will be that's terrible, that's a 13 to hit, so that's going to miss. Next tentacle to act is actually this one over here. It will lash out, wrap around the ship, and go for Gamel. So.
Good luck. It's not going to work.
I have a 26 to hit.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. You are grappled by the tentacle. Okay.
Boo.
While you are grappled, you are restrained, which means your speed is 0. You have disadvantage on attacks, and attacks against you have advantage. And it's Gamel's turn.
Oh, that really screwed up my
sorry.
salvo.
You also take 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
What is not in initiative?
What is not in initiative?
What being the name of our assistant spellcasting mage?
Yep.
Since there was a hilarious thing where we asked what to call him, and he said, whatever you want. So Loic said what?
No time for shenaniganery. We're fighting Krakens.
No. So I want to try to just break the grapple, and that's my action, right?
Yes, it's an athletics check to attempt to break the grapple.
Let me ask you another question. How tall is King Hecaton?
He is he's a huge creature, so he's looking at about 30 foot, 35 foot.
All right, I'm going to try to break this grapple.
Right.
You said it was an athletics check?
He's 30 foot tall. Yes, athletics, please.
And I believe I get... Oh, gosh, I can't remember why. I believe I get advantage on athletic checks.
Can you come up with a reason very quickly as to why you would?
Mystic reason, one of my... That's right, brute strength. Okay, as a bonus action, I start by switching my discipline to brute strength. While having brute strength, I get a bonus to athletics checks. If I remember that correctly.
All right. You pull and try and release this grapple that this tentacle has wrapped around you. You are unable to break out.
Boo! So I can't move. I've used my action, so I can't shoot anything.
And you used your bonus action to focus on...
That's right. How wrapped am I in the tentacle?
It's around your waist. It doesn't really stop your arms at all.
Right. Well, if I can, I'm still going to grab it and just bite it. It won't do any damage, but I'm frustrated, and that's what I got at the moment. So we're just going to...
All right. Aaron. There is a large tentacle just north of you. It looks ready to strike. What are you going to do?
So, a couple of questions. Technical question. As there's a ship between me and the tentacle currently, it's like that. Does it still get an attack of opportunity if I move away from it?
No, it doesn't, because since you guys are at the bottom of the ship, these tentacles have to crash through the wall to be able to grab hold of you.
Okay. Second question. What? Okay. Initially, we attacked during roughly sunset. Is it what kind of light have we got at the moment? Is it
the
sun
is still setting? It's a bit dim. It's a bit.
It's dim. That's all I need. Okay.
Yeah, inside the ship, at least at the bottom, it's quite dark.
It's fine. It's all technical questions, right? So, currently, we need to get close to our tier because we're thinking of leaving. So, Aaron is going to cast Cure Wounds on, and help if I look at Aaron's sheet and not Dan's. I'm going to cast. Actually, Darren can handle himself, so he's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself. At second level. I can't actually cast it. Why does that not work? Oh, yeah, it's just work out on the second. All right, so it's second level. It's going to be 2d8. Oh. Oh gosh! Oh, it hurts so bad. 9, 7.
So Danric regains 7 hit points.
So that's to Aaron. He's going to cast himself. I was thinking about, but Darren's got his own, and he's much more better at it than I am. So, but what Aaron is going to do is grab Danric. Can he do that?
Is Danric's probably going to accept the grapple, but it would be, well, it would be like making a grapple, and you used your action to cast Cure Wounds, right?
Okay, yeah, I did. So, I can't do that. All right, so I'll just move next to our tier. In the center of ship and ready. Use. No, I can't use my. No, it's not a cantrip, so I can't use my bonus action because it's not already. So, no, that's Aaron.
Okay. The mage up at the top will spend his turn moving down the layers to get close to you guys. That's his movement to get down to that point.
Didn't he have fly cast on him previously?
Oh yeah.
Or was he on the carpet?
No, he flew. Right?
Yeah.
So he drops down. He drops fly because he doesn't have it. It's been a while and doesn't need it anymore. What he will do is he will cast.
Well, I was going to ask because Gamel still had fly on him, and if I ever get free of this tentacle, that might come up. But not if he drops it though. If he drops it, that's fine.
Okay, he is going to cast Wall of Force.
Ooh.
An invisible wall of force springs into existence at a point you choose within range, which is within 120 foot. He places it between him and kind of in a... Because what can he do? He can make any flat surface, shape a flat surface made of 10 by 10 foot panels. So he kind of makes a bit of an arc that covers roughly where he is. Eren, Artir, Hecaton, and Gamel are all outside of it, but Danaric is inside of it. It lasts for the duration Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispel magic. Can he move it? Right, so that's actually going to be a detriment to cast it in that position to separate you guys from Danrik. So instead, he's going to just use the Wall of Force, lay it across the wall to the north, and try to block any of the tentacles that make their way through on that side. That's what he does on his turn. Unfortunately, there is a tentacle just south of the ship that will break through and attack Artir. So I have a 24 to hit. Is that going to hit Artir?
So do these tentacle strikes rely on sight?
No, this creature has psionic abilities that allow it to know exactly where everyone on the ship is.
Very good. Yes, this hits.
Okay, so you take 23 points of bludgeoning damage and are grappled. What do you do, Artir?
I say, everyone come to me! I have the coach! We need to get out of here very quickly! And I will note that Gamel has not broken free of his tentacle.
Gamel will shout back, "That is easier said than done."
So I will go into a rage. So I have advantage on strength checks or athletics checks, and I will try to break my grapple.
Okay, go ahead and do so. 19. Okay, you are able to tear the tentacle from around you and free yourself.
Okay, I'm going to move my way towards Gamel.
Okay, so you kind of push past him between Hecaton's legs, make your way over to Gamel's position.
God damn it, where are you going?
Tentacle just north of Hecaton will attempt to break through the wall, will fail. And lastly, we have a tentacle that went up to the top. It's actually all the way up the side of the building, so it's going to attempt to break it through with the bottom, reaching for Danrik. I have a that's a crit.
Steven, your character died this week. This is what you get when you miss a game. You're out of the group.
I'm guaranteeing you that even a hit was going to take him out.
Yeah.
Oh, he takes 31 points of bludgeoning damage.
He's out.
He's unconscious and is grappled by the tentacle. On his turn, I need Danrik to make a death saving throw.
Man, make me do these for him.
Oh, nat 20! He's back alive!
After being knocked out by this tentacle wrapping around him and hitting him in the face, he falls unconscious. A moment later, he's back up at 1 hit point.
Crits for crits.
Does he get natural 20 bring it back, does it?
Natural 20 gets you
God.
back up to 1 hit point.
Nice. Good man.
Loic, you've heard a lot of crashes. You heard Artir shout, "It's time to go." What are you doing?
Sorry, technical question. Is
Yep.
the saving throw at the beginning of the turn or at the end of the turn?
End of his turn.
Okay. Just clarifying.
So who's left that's grappled? Just Gamel?
Just Gamel that
And
appears to be grappled.
What, wasn't Danrik grappled after you?
Oh yeah, Danrik is still grappled.
Is okay. All right. This is what we're gonna try. I'm going to make a running leap off of the platform, and I'm going to jump and aim for Gamel.
Okay. All right.
Like me
Because of the
directly or
height
tentacle around me?
and the angle, getting him and getting to him isn't going to be difficult at all.
Okay, good. All right, so I would like to land on him and then use Dimension Door to take us both out of the tentacle and pop up right underneath Hecaton's feet, kind of in a protective location.
Okay. All right.
Loic and getting underneath giants. It's an ongoing strategy.
Good fortification.
I'm going to need you to. Where was I? Okay. Yeah, I mean, damn. You're actually manipulating with Gamel instead of the tentacle. So, it's no problem. You run in, you grab hold of him as quick as possible. Gamel, you're a little bit surprised by this.
Well, I'm finding a tentacle, and then suddenly something falls on my head. Ah!
And you disappear and reappear between Hecaton's legs. Daneric is the only one still grappled. Okay. Anything else from you, Loic?
I think that'll be it.
Okay. Then King Hecaton, on his turn, he screams out at the creature. Come on, then. I'll take you down. And he will actually reach through the wall and grapple the tentacle that tried to grab him.
Did he yell that in common or giant?
In common. So it's a 23 versus the tentacles. Come on. Yep. Hecaton just grabs hold of the tentacle, wraps it around his arms like, yeah, come on. Now we have a whole string of tentacles that get to act.
Mm-hmm.
The northern ones can't break through the walls because of the wall of force, so they can't do anything for now. They keep trying. There is the one that was wrapped around Gamel now retreats for a moment and then reaches out for Artir. I have a 23 to hit Artir.
This hits.
You take 24 points of bludgeoning damage and are grappled. Okay. Top of the round. Some fun stuff happens. I need Loic to roll me an intelligence saving throw.
What?
Okay, you're fine. You feel some force attempting to grab at your mind and alter it, but you were able to shrug it off.
He does not know who he's messing with.
Nope. The tentacle that is grappled by Hecaton will attempt to break out. Let's see how it does on that regard. It fails to get out of his grapple. I have another tentacle up top that will attempt to break through and can't. Gamel, you're underneath Hecaton's legs.
Yes, I'm going to grab my pistol and I'm going to shoot it at the tentacle that still has Daneric. And I've just entered something to see if I'm going to use sharpshooter on it. I just entered this formula, so let's see if it works. Probably not, because I shouldn't get double 21s.
It looks like your crit range is set to 1 or something.
Yeah, okay, let's fix it.
Attack.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so unfortunately a 15 is not going to hit.
All right, so second attack, shoot again. Same as sharpshooter. I'm going to use a grit point to get advantage on this one.
Okay.
20.
You fire the shot, and something about the way the tentacle is moving seems to cancel out your advantage, and an 8 misses.
Boo!
It's almost as if the tentacle knew that your shot was coming and was able to foresee the events of the battle.
You know what? Action surge. I'm going to shoot twice more because we are going to hit that thing.
That's a miss. That's a hit.
Ha-ha!
That is definitely a hit. The bullet cascades straight through the tentacle, ripping flesh off. The suckers fall all around the ground as bits of blood and muck just spray into the now almost unconscious Danrik. The tentacle drops to the ground and just kind of slithers back through the hole that it created, injured and very much distraught.
It took 4 shots to get it once, but we'll take it.
Yep. 1 tentacle down. I will actually get rid of that. Gamel, that's you done. Erin, what are you doing?
There isn't much of a heat. How close is this in the ship? This one?
There's a hole in the wall right next to it, so you could attack it. You could reach through the hole and go for it.
Aaron's going to attack that one.
Okay.
Technical question: the aura that stops things, was that a reaction?
Technically, you don't know.
I'm going to say that's a yes.
But no.
All right, I'm going to attack the terminus.
Okay.
I don't know how spongy these are. I'm going to attack normal.
Okay. A 19 will hit.
And that's close to slow.
15 points, so 16 points of damage. You cut a nice chunk out of this tentacle, but it is still writhing and still active.
All right, technical question. Hunter's Mark. This is one entity, although I'm seeing 4 tentacles. If I cast Hunter's Mark, that'll be the entirety that I on them.
Yes.
Okay. Can I cast Hunter's Mark?
Yes, you can. You use your knowledge of, because your favorite enemy is monstrosities, right?
Is it?
Is it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is a monstrosity.
Oh, then I add 4 more points to that last damage hit.
16, that puts it at 20. That actually cuts through and destroys that tentacle.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you for telling me that.
So as you're coming in for the attack, you cut through it. You think instinctually, this tentacle, the way it's behaving, it's got to be what I specialize in. This is a monstrosity. And you destroy that tentacle. Anything else from you, Aaron?
Okay. I will carry on and cast Hunter's Mark on the beast.
Okay.
I've still got 1 more attack. So is this tentacle
grappled by Hecaton?
That's the one that's grappled by Hecaton. So, screw it. Why not? Sorry. Can I get into that? There's a lot of kerfuffle there. Can I actually move into that space?
So all of the other 3 individuals are kind of at the floor around Hecaton's feet. Artea is grappled by 1 tentacle. This other tentacle is coming out of a hole being pulled up by the big body of Hecaton, so it's a nice big rope-like situation. You can come in and just attack it.
Can Aaron run up the wall in a stylish, like, Legolas way, and then bounce off and then come down on the tentacle?
You can certainly try.
Let's try that.
Okay. You have it's neither advantage nor disadvantage because of the grapple and the foresight. It's a normal attack.
26.
A 26 is going to hit.
Okay. That plus Hunter's Mark. And now I know I've got Favored Enemy, I'll throw it on top.
22 points of slashing damage. You carve cleanly through King Hecaton, now wielding a tentacle in his arm.
Yeah, that's a whip.
The mage that you have with you follows the command from Artir, grabs Danric as his action, and moves the two of them in to melee range with Artir. Now, Artir is grappled. Everyone except Loic is within current reach of touching Artir.
I have a tentacle too. I am in reach.
Oh yeah, your tentacle's got extra reach, isn't it? Fair enough. Then at the end of the Archmage's turn, we all look to Artir.
I blow the conch. That's how you
Okay.
do use it, right? You blow the conch. I blow the conch.
You blow into a loud, cacophonous horn comes out of the end. Hecaton looks down at you, quite impressed at the strength used to blow it. As everyone slowly fizzles out of existence, you feel your bodies pulled away from the boat proper. The tentacle wrapped around you is seeming like it's being pulled with you.
That'll be interesting.
So let's see what happens.
Ooh.
Do you take the tentacle, disappear by yourself, or pull the entire Kraken to Maelstrom?
Oh, please roll the whole crack into Maelstrom.
Oh, please.
He is in melee range.
Yep. All right. As everything goes dark and you move through the cosmos and through the ether, you find yourself being pulled back down to the familiar location of Maelstrom. Let me get rid of turn order and move the map over. Out of curiosity, would you guys like to face the Kraken out of water?
I mean, he'd be out of his element, and there'd be a whole lot of giants around who could come and beat up on him. I think we got a good chance of winning, and I love me some XP.
Do we know that there are a whole lot of giants that would be willing to come and beat up on him, though? As I don't know. Last we checked,
Oh,
their
well.
population was pretty sparse.
Yeah, there's a king and Sarissa and other people, and
Sarissa's a healer. The king's got some power. I think we could do it.
yeah, I think if we were ever going to kill a Kraken, I doubt we'd have a better shot than literally inside Maelstrom.
As your bodies reform into the audience hall of Maelstrom, as you've done now for the third time, Artir, you do feel a tentacle wrapped around your waist, and you look down and it has been torn off of the Kraken. The 4 of its 10 tentacles have been ripped from their body. It is now calmer. You feel yourselves safe as King Hecaton lightly pats you on the head, Artir. Good. Well done. I would have liked to have killed the thing, but I see, like, judging by your little friend there, this is probably a good idea.
I-
He looks.
I saved it.
Never in my life.
I saved.
Outside the seas.
I saved the
Never seen
souvenir.
something like that. And then he's gonna cast like level 4 cure wounds on himself because that was a bit extreme, and he needs something.
He takes the tentacle that he still has in his hand, throws it to Gamel, which is a big, huge tentacle, almost knocks you over.
Does Hecaton throw it?
Hecaton throws it.
It knocks me over. Like, it just hits me, I'm not really looking, just boom, knocks me over prone.
As he walks straight past you all and grabs his daughter in a huge bear hug, spins her around as she's a giant, she's huge, but next to his muscles and his sheer presence, she looks like a child, and you can tell they had somewhat of a very good relationship. You also notice that in the motion of picking her up, he also twirls and moves to the side and puts her down in her chair as he goes to sit in his. He sits down in the big worm skull throne, holds a hand out to his left as Sarissa hands him the scepter. It is good to be home. Thank you, all of you. I do not know who you are and why you saved me, but thank you. How can I repay you?
Where is what?
I forgot to bring what.
He got
I'm going
left behind and was eaten.
I hope not. I'll have to pay for that.
It'll affect your relationship with Jarl Axel. Sorry.
I'm sure it will. Me and him are going to be standing in the back, and I'm going to have a tentacle kind of behind him, kind of trying to signify, don't go anywhere. Be quiet.
Dan will get off the floor with a tentacle on him and kind of shove it off, and then kind of look to Artir and say, "You're the eloquent one, or you, Danrik." But Artir's been involved longer.
Seniority for the win. Mighty King, I come to you, a representative of the company Twilight's Errand.
Thank you.
Twilight's
Errand.
We were sought out by, or we encountered a frost giant. Or my companions encountered a frost giant named Harshnag. He told us of your plight. He and they communed with the Eye of the Allfather, who alerted us to the problems. The Allfather beseeched the company to seek out your daughter in order to offer her aid. And so we did, killing some evil giants in the process. We have
evil giants?
Evil giants. Totally evil. For sure.
Okay.
Perhaps you know him? Zoltran? Gamma says the correct name.
Duke Zalto?
Duke Zalto!
Totally a bad guy, that one. Bad apple for sure.
It is a shame that he had to die, but I can understand it very well. Sounds like you have had quite an adventure. You are... I am in your debt. How could I ever repay you?
Well, it is our understanding that these events may have been set in motion by a dragon who wished to acquire an item that may be here within Maelstrom. We do not know for sure if her cause is just, but we may want to give her the benefit of the doubt and return this item to her in order to ensure no further meddling. She is quite conniving and may find herself embroiled in giant politics again if we do not return this item to her.
Roll a persuasion check. Okay. I try to consider myself a peaceful man, but I can't stand dragons. I will happily give you that which she seeks if we do truly have it. But if you have a dragon that is expecting your company, I personally would much rather accompany you to slay said dragon and ensure that her goals are never reached.
Well, perhaps
Our
it would be
goals.
best to acquire the item in the guise of giving her what she wants to get closer to her.
That makes sense. What is it that you seek?
Some sort of crown or mask of giant kind. This other giant seated to your right, he tells us that your predecessor owned such a mask, and it may be found perhaps in his burial or entombed with him, whatever that is your custom.
Okay. Then a nod of acknowledgement triggers in his mind, is visibly seen. I know of that which you speak. It is held within the crypts of the kings. If you will give me but a moment, I will go and retrieve this item for you.
This would be excellent. Thank you.
He steps up to the edge of the water and, in a feat of acrobatic excellence, swan dives and somersaults straight down into the water and disappears from your view for a time.
Artir. Like, the mask is good and is useful with other stuff, but the king has other things he could help us out with. So when we get that back, see if we can get a little more of the other stuff that can be useful.
Can I ask the question? Are we sure we want this mask? It seems pretty safe here. This is a pretty... No one can get here without the conches. Once we give the conches back, all the dragons are going to have a tough time getting here, especially when they've been alerted to them.
That's not
That's a good
That's not
point.
exactly true. I'm afraid. Imrith has already been here, and when she's been here, she can come back using magic.
Well, but now Hecaton is aware of that and will be particularly vigilant.
Wasn't she the one that caught him in the first place?
Right, and having, fool me once, shame on me, fool on you. There's an old dwarven saying about fooling people twice is ridiculous. That is it doesn't translate well from dwarvish to common.
The logic is that Imrith wants to prevent Klauth from getting here. If Klauth has no means to get here and get his hands on this thing, then why is Imrith concerned? It's better off here than even in Imrith's hands. Unless she's got some other motive that we don't know about.
And if we do carry it, we're just big old targets for some draconic interplay that we don't understand. So we could walk out of here today with Imrith trying to get it from us, and Klauth, and maybe some other dragon trying.
And surely, Artin, this mission, you were here for this mission. This mission was for about a sword. You've completed the mission. We've just done it. Aren't you asking about that?
Oh, you should ask for an amazing sword, Artir.
My master would let me know.
I will.
My master would let me know when my job is complete. But as we were agents of Klauth at one time, in an indirect way.
I mean, subcontractors. Let's not get too.
And we made it into Maelstrom as well. There is no reason why he would stop trying to get in. Yes, the conch is gone, but he learned of the conch. He will learn of the other means to get in here.
Yes, but we can warn Hecaton and he'll be vigilant. He's a better guardian of this than we are.
We shall see.
I don't think so. This is a really secure place. I can't see why Imrith wants it unless Imrith has other plans for this thing. Surely she just wants it safe. If Klauth can't get his hands on it, maybe if we just make him aware, he needs to up his security on this thing. Otherwise, Klauth's going to rule the world, he may decide to put it elsewhere and keep it even more secret and safe.
Or maybe he'll try to destroy it, and he is more likely to be able to do that than any of us.
Has anyone considered that Imrith could have been lying in the way that she said that Clouth has the other 4 masks? Has anyone considered if she has the other 4 masks?
Exactly. This is what I said about ulterior motives. She may have the other 4 masks, and we might be giving her the power to.
Well,
bring
if
back
for,
Tiamat, so-
if for no other reason, I gave the blue dragon my word in exchange for my freedom that I would return with the mask. And I do not wish to go back on my word. We could deliver the mask and take it back. This would be in the spirit of keeping my word.
Well, yeah.
Perception check on him. Is his word worth? Is his word worth more than he doesn't have any emotion? So is his word worth anything to him?
Roll an
Artir,
insight check.
while doing that, Artir, wouldn't it be equally true if you tried to get it and then everyone conspired against you and prevented you from getting it, that you could, in good faith, have been trying to get it and you've just been prevented? And then you could report to Imrith that despite your best efforts, it wasn't obtained?
That might as well be him not trying to a dragon.
No, we'll just have a fight right now. Like, you can just punch me in the face, I'll punch you in the face, and if you go down first, you tried. It's just not going to work out.
Because Artir is going to be the one that goes down first.
Well, when I go down, then Loic, and then Aaron, and then Hecaton.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's how that goes.
Aaron, you believe him. There's something about his words, especially the way that he spoke of it, that you have heard stories of magical oaths being made. Even though a person's word might not mean much, you've heard horror stories about breaking a magical oath.
Okay.
Right? So, a couple minutes go by, and Hecaton resurfaces. His head pops out of the water. He slowly but surely steps out of the pool, shakes off the excess liquid, and reaches into into the folds of his cloth, and hands Artir a black crown. I have an image here of the finished piece. It's not absolutely accurate to show reference, but when I say crown or mask, that is the style of item that is handed over, but instead of all 5 of the dragon heads, it only has 1.
Before he says that, can I ask him what he knows about this thing?
Hecaton?
Yeah, can I ask him what he knows about this thing, what it does?
All I know of this is my father rode it into battle while he rode astride a great dragon against our enemies. And he hands the black dragon mask to Artir.
Have you seen those puzzle rings where they have multiple little rings that all just kind of fit together, right? Is this like a circlet that looks like it would go on the full thing?
It seems exactly like that. If all 5 of the dragon masks were combined, they would fit into that one headpiece that covers the front of the face and the sides, covers you in a shroud. The blue dragon mask, which is one that you have, has the blue dragon poking out to the left.
Sorry, that's what I was asking you. You said the black. I was about to say.
Sorry.
I know, is it the blue?
Sorry, I meant blue.
Okay.
Very well. I hope it serves you well. So, about my proposal to find this dragon and slay her where she lays.
Well, I believe due to some obligations we have a necessity to return this item to her. And then when we do, maybe we can try to slay her then? That would be us.
Telepathically.
Nope.
Telepathically, I'd like to ask my comrades if they'd like to turn his attention to Clouth instead of Imrith, because in the case that Clouth does have the other 4 masks, he's a greater threat to everything right now.
Telepathically, I respond, if we can get Hecaton to just kill all the great ancient dragons, that would be great.
Yeah, but maybe start with 1 if he's enthused about 1 already.
Aaron's nodding.
I'm very much in favor of killing Clouth.
Okay. So
Oh,
that's a conversation that happened all in your minds.
Yeah.
Hecaton is just stood there out of the pool now, waiting for a response.
Great King, we thank you for this mask, and we do wish to return it to the one who requested it. But we fear of a greater threat. The opponent of this dragon is a great red dragon by the name of Clouth. His reach and his resources seem limitless. It is rumored
confirmed to be a lieutenant of Tiamat.
It is rumored that he has the other 4 masks or crowns that belong with this one, and if he were to acquire this one, he would be able to bring Tiamat back to this plane.
The very existence of Clouth's activities threatens not just giant kind, but all the small folk as well. And in that regards, we have a common problem.
Then you wish to destroy this Clouth instead of the one that killed my wife, kidnapped me, and almost destroyed my entire kind?
We seek your advice, fair king. It might be best for both of them to be eliminated, and given your position and experience, perhaps you have insights we do not.
Just to play devil's advocate, my king, it appears that she was doing these things on the pretense of protecting herself and protecting the rest of the world from what Tiamat could do, and unfortunately your wife was a sacrifice, and your capture was also a sacrifice of these dilemmas. I don't agree with this.
We could.
It all directs all of this motivation. Everything that has happened is because of Clouth's desires, and not of Imra herself.
While you make sense, little ones, I cannot allow the murderer of my beloved to even survive one more day. If you are not going to destroy this dragon here and now, I will charge in by myself. I will aid you in whatever fight may come against this Clouth dragon, but not unless you aid me in slaying Imrith. Those are my demands.
Well, let us not be hasty, King.
Being allies in this would be quite helpful to everyone.
Let us perhaps formulate a plan of attack for charging in blindly against a blue dragon who is as intelligent and powerful as Imrith. May not be the best plan. Maybe some time to think about our next course of action. We do wish to see your vengeance upon her.
Well,
of course, obviously.
Have we not out of character? Have we not speculated already that the blue mask may have may have the ability to control blue dragons. We speculated that, haven't we?
Well, based on the fact that the last guy who had this mask rode blue dragons around as a giant where they hate each other. So that's what we speculated.
I can confirm that in 10 minutes.
I would. Where was I going? I had something. Oh, my king, we just rescued you. We do not wish to imperil you once again. Your disappearance threw the whole world into turmoil.
Well, let's look at the mask. We had a thought that the mask may have some power over dragons, and that's why they've got distinguishing colours. Perhaps we can use the mask on this particular blue dragon. Use her against Klauth.
What would be a sweeter revenge than having your enemy fight on your behalf to their suicidal death?
That could work. I don't know what that mask does. If you can find out, great. But the deal still stands. We kill Imrith before Klauth.
All right, can you tell us what the mask does?
I can.
I am reluctant to give it to Loic.
Perhaps what might behoove us all, given your very recent liberation, King, and the fact that you've been gone for some time, and I'm sure while these are weighty matters, you have certain matters in your own kingdom. Perhaps we could stay here for a couple of days and discuss and formulate plans while you set your affairs in order, and then we can come and have a conversation and deal with this matter at a time that is not 5 minutes after being freed from the Kraken and saved from potential death.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. I mean, I just thought it was a good idea, not necessarily persuasive. And actually, I'm okay at persuasion. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Very well. How many days do you need?
Well, I'm certain we can spend some time working it out. I imagine the more pressing matters have to do with sorting the ordning and restoring your own kingdom to order. So advise us how much time that may be, and we can prepare in the interim.
He looks to the side. Sarissa and Uthor both kind of lean in and talk to him in Giant. So Gamel is the only one that understands. He's just talking about, but translates. He's just talking about the kind of the state of the state, what it would take to bring all of the giants back. King Hecaton needs to speak with Anam to ensure that the ordning has been restored. But then he comes back. 3 days is at most all I would need.
I'm sure that would be more than enough time for us to research this artifact and come with a plan for you to consider, Your Excellency.
Okay. Very well. You are welcome to stay here. We have guest quarters for the little folk downstairs. You will find beds sizable for yourselves and food and drink to quench any thirst or hunger you may have.
Do you have any artisans or armorers or smiths here whom we could speak to regarding armaments and our own equipment, as we may seek the boon of the giants to perhaps improve our situation in that regards?
Not right now. I would have to. That's part of the reorganizing of the state, getting it back, bringing the smiths back, bringing all of the servants back to this once great city.
Great.
So, Uthor stands up and offers to guide you to your rooms. Do you follow him?
Yes.
Jace?
Okay. So he takes you through, and we'll kind of ignore the map for now. Takes you out through those huge double doors, through this enormous cavern structure. You can see, as you're coming to the end of the tunnel, a large open chamber with a huge piano organ made out of a crab. It stands in front of a huge piece of crystal that looks out onto the sea floor beyond. What little light that is illuminating from within is giving a nice little purple-blue hue to the fish and water that is passing the window. He takes you down a set of spiral staircases at the end of this corridor, a good 30 foot down to what would equate to a meeting room where you would entertain people that come into your home. There are large chairs and tables made out of shells and coral, and then off to the side there are bunks and beds set aside for small folk and some for giant folk. Here you are. You are welcome to any of the amenities within here. We will regularly bring food and drink to aid you should you need, and if you need anything, just ask. Roll a perception check, Aaron.
All right. No, that's not.
Yeah, a little bit. Aaron notices Artir's reluctance to give up the conch. Not the conch, the mask. Artir, you have what you need. Do you mind? Okay. While you are all walking to the bed chambers, Artir slows down for a moment, kind of falls towards the back, slips the dragon mask.
Can I make an insight check
his bag
as
of
he
holding.
starts falling back?
Go ahead, roll an insight check.
Can Aaron do it? Because he's already perceived him being very clingy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an insight, yeah?
Insight check. Yes. While the behavior seems a little odd, it doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. Maybe the battle wounded him a bit too much. He's slugging back a little bit.
Do I get anything that he's concerned about this whole promise to Imrith thing?
Oh yeah, you believe everything that Artir has been saying up until now. Like he seems to be genuinely concerned, but feel the adamant need to return the item to Imrith before betraying her.
Can Aaron conceive of the fact that he's holding the item and he's being very clingy to it, having worked with items that have their own consciousness and stuff, that this is affecting him somehow and making him fall back?
You're looking at it, and unfortunately you aren't able to see any errors in Artir's behavior.
Okay.
It just seems like he's struggling and wounded and falls back. Once the item is in his bag of holding.
Well, I was going to say, as Artir is falling back, I'm just going to tap him on the shoulder and say, Artir, I understand your feelings and your predicament. Having worked for a guild, I understand the importance of contracts. We can work something out. to, as a group, have you fulfill your contract. And then Gamel moves on and doesn't look behind him. And if he wants to do something shady, Gamel's not paying attention.
As you step away from him, you hear a loud crack and a pop as Artir casts teleport and disappears from Maelstrom with the conch and with the dragon mask. What do the rest of you do? Because you would have heard the crack, you would have recognized it, and because recently you saw someone do a very similar thing, what do you do?
Loic, what was that?
Motherfucker.
That was a teleportation of some sort. I don't suppose you.
Artir does not have that ability.
I don't suppose you can track him, Aaron.
You have a magic mirror, right?
I'm gonna put out the magic mirror. I want to scry on. Aaron's clicking. He doesn't think that's Artir. He's going to pull out the magic mirror and scry on Artir.
Okay. You focus on this mirror that you've had for a good little while and you've only ever used once. You see the reflected image of yourself kind of ripple and shake as you speak Artir's name. Clouds pass over the now liquid surface of the mirror and part, and you see Artir stuck with his back and arms to a huge obsidian pillar. He looks bad. He looks frail. He's obviously not eaten in a couple days. And he is alone in the desert somewhere.
I will cast a spell point, and you need to bring Carl back because I need to talk to him.
Carl doesn't have his headphones on.
I know. I am going to cast a spell point to talk to him.
So you push in the energy. The rippling water surface that you're looking through almost seems to focus a little bit more. The image becomes clearer as you are now able to speak and communicate with the target of your scrying.
Artir!
Artir, the real Artir that is strapped to an obsidian pillar somewhere far to the east. You have 4 levels of exhaustion because it has been 4 days since he has last had food or drink. And you see the sky almost kind of part as a rippling water-like surface appears, showing the image of Eren. Eren is calling out your name, Artir.
Aaron!
Artir! Fucking bitch! We thought she was you. Where are you? Do you know where you are? We'll come for you now. Where are you?
In the desert. I'm in the desert. I cannot move.
Desert.
I cannot
What
move.
desert? Where?
In the east.
You need...
I'm in the east in the desert.
Can you beam?
Roper can see in the mirror, so you can see.
Mm-hmm.
You can see. Can you tell where he is?
What's the temperature like?
It is very hot, looking like 85 degrees. You can see the air kind of shimmering from just this sheer heat coming off of the sand. This is a faraway land. Due to the time of day, you can tell that this is the east, far to the east. But you get enough of a sense of familiarity with it that should you decide to use the teleport spell, or a function that works similarly, you could probably make it to Artir's body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I can get us there.
Okay, jailbreak. We teleport right now using the room. We grab him. We teleport out using Loic.
We're coming for you. We're
What
coming.
does the
We
what
use
is
the
the
room. We
what
use
is
the
the
room.
what does the pillar look like that he's attached to?
It is
I mean,
black obsidian.
do I
It's
recognize?
almost not. You recognize the kind of stone, but you don't recognize any sort of markings that would indicate an area.
No. I'm
We
looking
recognize
for.
the architecture.
I'm looking for what kind of effect it has on him, how it's making him stick to it.
It seems to be a very elaborate form of hold person.
Okay, and does it seem like it's on the pillar itself, or is it on our tier?
It's on the pillar itself. Our tier is stuck to it.
Okay, so I could get him out of there with another dimension door, at worst case.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could work. By now, the time kind of fizzles away. The mirror's surface returns to the solidified mirror.
As we're doing this, I'm walking back to the teleportation room. We're coming for you. Hold on, we're coming for you, and then making our way to the teleportation room and seeing the king again. We need to use his teleportation.
Do we want to inform Hecaton or grab him?
Oh, he needs to know that we've just been duped.
Well, he also has an axe to grind with Imrith, so... Well, does he have to know we were duped? I mean, maybe Imrith we could just say that she just kidnapped
That will mean
our
nothing
guy.
next to putting him next to the killer of his wife.
No, I'm
That
just
is
saying,
all
like,
that will matter to him.
let's just tell him that there's been a recent change of events, and so we need to go, like, right now. He'll be fine with that.
So what are you doing? You're running back towards the main chamber, straight into the large area. Hecaton looks a little surprised and confused. What's up?
Danric, go for it, man.
Fine, I'll do it. Hecaton. That wasn't our tier, our friend. Since 2 days ago, that, I believe, has been Imrith.
If you're tracking the days since Artir returned from Emrith,
It's like
it's
a day and
been
a half, right?
4.
Oh, wow, 4 days. Okay, it's been 4 days.
We'd like to go kill her now, please, if you would care to join us.
All right. Let me go get my weapons.
Great! If you have any dragon-slaying weapons we could borrow, that would be wonderful.
Anything that has lightning resistance.
Or anything that helps us hit dragons harder.
He runs away from his chair back towards where that big treasure room was, where the anchor fell down on you, rummages through the chest, pulls out a couple things. One is a great sword, a huge great sword. The other, from your point of view, it looks like the ballista off of a ship. He's picks it up out of the chest, straps it to the back of his back. It's even still got the wheels that ballista sometimes have on them. Like, he's literally just picked this up out of a boat, put it on his back, comes in with this huge great axe. Actually, not a great sword, a great axe. Right, let's go. Do you know where we're going?
Yeah.
Loic does. Now, do you want anyone else to come? I mean, 4 little folk and a giant is great, but what about 4 little folk and 100 giants? Huh? King? Huh?
Unfortunately, I don't have the people to spare right now. He
All right,
turns
well-
to his daughter, Sarissa. I give you back control of the throne and of Maelstrom. Should anything happen to me, you become its new ruler.
Do you have any magical items that might help us?
Oh, here's this. Do have this ring of lightning resistance I got off of Zalto, if anybody wants to use it.
Give it to Aaron. He got beat up the most last time. We fought Imrith.
It's true, you did.
Aaron, actually, to be fair, Aaron, give it to Gamel. I'll give it to Derek because Eric can create his own defense against lightning.
Okay, Gamel, I think you should take this if you can. Do you have anything? I can't hear you.
I take off my magma ring and I put on the ring of resistance and say, I need a second to figure out how this works. Give me a few minutes. And I will try to attune with the ring. I presume it's an attunement item? Yeah.
Ring is.
Should we grab maybe 15 minutes? Or 20 minutes?
Let's take a 15-minute break. Not a half hour. What?
No, I
Let's
mean, as a character, can we grab a half hour, like a short rest before we giddy up and take on a thing? Because I need to be fully recharged. And I need to...
Oh, that's a good point. I'm still really hurting from the Kraken.
Yeah.
If you remember rightly, the teleportation room doubles the effects of a short rest for you, which will be good. So we'll go and do that. Before you do so, Hecaton does pull out of his bag, his pockets and all of the cloth around him, because there are 4 of you. There are 4 of you. 4 potions of giant size. And hands each of you a potion of giant size. Okay, and with that, we will go for a 15-minute break. Be back in 15 minutes, everyone. We're just going to take a drink, grab a bit of bite to eat, and talk about what's coming. See you then. Bye. All right, welcome back everyone after the break. We're just going to wait a moment for Aaron to return. The party rushing after finding out that all along Imrith has been posing as Artir for the past couple days. Artir has been trapped within Imrith's lair for this entire time. Grabbing Hecaton, the party move towards the teleportation area.
What happens
Loic,
with what?
I was just about to say, what requests very sternly to Loic to be permitted to remain behind and serve as a representative of the small folk here in Maelstrom.
Okay. Would you be willing to? Actually, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
That seems like a terrible idea.
What?
What is going to be staying behind to serve as a representative for small folk here in Maelstrom for a time, and while you guys are away, help secure whatever preparations Sarissa and Uthor have planned.
Aaron's not comfortable with that.
Daniel thinks that's a terrible idea.
Do you, in the heat of things, rushing to save Artir, even think back to this strange mage that Loic grabbed from Luskan?
He's been on a boat with him for like 3 days. Yeah.
All right.
Knock up, this strange mage. We know where this strange mage has come from.
He explains to you that a lot of his magics that he prepared are not capable of aiding in a fight against a dragon, but instead would aid in the rebuilding of Maelstrom, and he thinks he would be much better served to stay here.
That is kind of what they do. They rebuild.
Sure, like he can stay, but don't let him think that he represents like all the small folk, because that's like an issue.
Yeah,
I might take
Sarissa
Sarissa aside before we leave and introduce her, and say this is a fella from a organization that controls a lot of the Sword Coast. They're reputable town builders. They play both sides of the fence, though, so use your best judgment.
What introduces himself to Sarissa.
Oh, what name does he
Greetings.
use?
My name is Gulon Bayenri.
It's all Greek to me.
As in Gulon Bayenri. They talk for a little, and he seems very well versed in helping rebuild a city that has recently been taken over or damaged or injured in some way. Like this is his speciality, by what he shares and says. And knowing what you know about Bregan Dieth and how they are able to help rebuild and slowly improve places, it seems that is his clear intent.
Yeah, sure. House Brienre. Yeah, they destroy loads of places and then rebuild them. That was exactly their thing.
But you're not a banner. You're part of.
I am of Bregan Dieth.
Exactly.
That is my house. That is my family.
No, Aaron's not saying that to him. Aaron's like nudging
So
Gamble.
he stays
Silently
behind
at the back.
the rest of you. I'm going to get rid of Atir because of it. So the five of you now, with your giant friend, make your way over to the resonating magical room. You spend an hour resting, recuperating, spending hit die and increasing that. After about an hour, Hecaton turns to you and asks, "So, are we ready?"
Do we want to drink these now, or do we want to drink these?
Remind me what ring you gave me, Loic. Ring of lightning.
It's a ring of protection, and it's lightning,
Thank you.
I think. And
So you have resistance against lightning damage.
Do we want to drink these potions now, or do we want to drink them if we?
Imrith might not be there when we arrive.
Okay, let's hold them.
Okay. Well, let me move over to the other map. As Hecaton focuses on the magic within the room, he is naturally attuned to it. The four of you magically appear next to Imrith with Artir. Not next to Imrith, sorry, didn't mean that. Not next to Imrith. That would be bad.
Yo, what up, girl?
Hey.
Yep.
So you appear in the desert. Sands spread out, and then a good 100 foot or so, or how far is that from you? Yeah, about 100 foot past the point that you teleport into, you can see that the sands appear to build up into a coliseum of sorts behind Artir.
Before we teleport, can I just nudge Gamel and go? Try not to. If she's there, please don't shoot her before we've talked to her.
That's like my 2 thing.
I know, but
If she gets too close, I'm shooting. Keep her at a distance.
no,
But I will exercise some restraint. So you'll understand I'm kind of upset about this whole situation.
just give us enough time to drink our potions. If she's there, just that's it.
All right. I'll wait for it.
So, as your bodies reform from teleporting, you stand right in front of Artir. He is up against this huge black obelisk, stuck to it. Artir, you can see your friends for the first time in 4 days. It's quite refreshing, but they look past you momentarily to see the large dragon, Imrith herself, cresting over the edge of the sand behind. I thought you'd take longer.
Aaron's gonna walk forward and just go to free Artir and look at the dragon and just say, "You got what you wanted. Let us have our friend back. That was the deal."
Very well. And the magic on the obelisk stops. Artir falls instantly to the ground.
Grab him. No, I'm gonna grab him before he gets him.
Why have you come to my home and brought that thing? Pointing towards the giant.
You understand we had to get our friend back. We didn't know what your intentions were.
You have him back now.
Were you ever going to give him back?
Eventually, when I was finished with him. His body was useful. The information trapped within his mind. Oh, I could have gone anywhere. Done anything.
Aaron's going to cast... I'm going to cast another Cure Wounds onto Artir.
Cure Wounds requires somatic components, I believe.
Is she going to... I'll be like, I'm healing him.
She sees you about to cast a spell, and you see that she gets into a defensive stance.
I'm healing him.
Gamel's gonna use the mind ability that he's been working on to Aaron project the idea. Can I shoot her now? Can I shoot her now?
No.
And he's just gonna wait, and you're gonna hear that every
Fine.
4 or 5 seconds.
Man, can I like...
Aaron stops from creating a spell, and he'll just go. He'll reach into the bag of holding, and pick up one of the supreme potions of healing he has.
Okay.
And he's going to feed him a supreme potion of healing.
Can I be like sidestepping this whole time to get out of her line of breath?
You can do.
Okay. I'm gonna be like over here.
Can you remind me what one of those supreme potions of healing does?
Potions of supreme healing. I believe it's 8d8. Sorry, 8d4. But let me just double check.
So just mechanically speaking, Artir has all the hit points that he can have right now. I don't think a potion of healing will do. His maximum has been reduced to half. So he's full up to his tank. So healing.
I'm sorry. So it's food and water that he needs. It's not healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
Or magic that removes exhaustion.
Yeah, but you pour the potion into him.
I've already done it. So
he would regain 10d4 plus 20 hit points, but his hit point maximum has been reduced by half. And that is not. He's at what? 63?
Yeah.
So.
Sorry.
That would have been 42 points of healing. but it has no effect. Artir, you guggle it down. You know that they tried, but you're still exhausted.
I appreciate it.
I say it again. You have your friend. Leave. At which point Hecaton pulls out his great axe. Oh, hell no.
Aaron's going to be like, Cloud is still a threat.
The whole time this is going on, Danric is just playing a little song, just the song of counter charm, so that he can keep on doing this every turn as an action, and that's what he's going to be doing.
Okay.
In the meantime, Aaron's going to slightly suggest to Artir for him to grab his other sword if he needs it. You can grab Hell Reaver if you need a sword, and then go to Imrith. Cloud is still a threat. Even without the mask, he has the other 4. You are a target.
I can disappear. I can keep myself hidden from his view. You, on the other hand, have seen me too much. You must die.
Well, now?
If you do not leave.
You think you can run forever? Is that the life you want? You want to be running from Cloud forever for the rest of your days?
Yeah,
It
we'll
is
just take
better
some
than
steps
being
back.
subservient to him.
Then maybe you should help us kill him.
What you doing, Gamel?
I'm just taking some steps back, like I mentioned.
Okay.
If that's not cool, I'll go back. But I just kind of the look thing, just kind of
It's fine.
stepping back a little bit. But staying within 800
Hecaton
feet.
turns to you all.
I really wish Hecaton would step to the side a little bit.
Are we doing this now, or do you want to prattle a little bit more?
Can I shoot her now? Can I shoot her now? Can I shoot her now?
She sees you all spreading out, flaps her wings, and goes airborne. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Before that
Please.
happens, can Aaron perceive what the hell's sitting on the pillars?
Stone gargoyles, nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I never trust a DM who says that.
Aaron has seen gargoyles that have come to life before in other places. So
What?
what?
You think I'd do that?
Yes.
Maybe not you. Maybe Seaperk though.
Yeah. We all want to emulate him.
So Aaron has bent over and he's basically suggested to Artir that he can grab the other longsword if that's his preference.
My initiative is 6. So sorry, that was Artir's initiative, who should be 6 because it's at disadvantage, and then I will roll for Danric.
Okay. 22. Nice. Do we have Danric's? 23. Nice. Right. 1 second. Where are the... Sorry, give me just a second. Got to pull out the lair stuff about the dragon, as it's not in the entry.
You don't gotta do that.
I don't gotta do it, but I gotta do it. Alright, a blue dragon's lair. Okay, cool. So, top of the round, we have Danric playing his flute. He sees Imrith leap up into the air. What do you do, Danric?
It's a bagpipe, actually.
Okay, bagpipe.
I am going to stay where I am and hold my turn until after Imrith takes what after Imrith is done moving. Denric will then take his action.
Okay. What is the action he's going to take? Because if it's casting a spell, he does expend it now, and it triggers later.
Well, actually, okay. So, I'm sorry. No, he's always playing the song, so that's his action. So he can't hold it. So he's just playing his song of counter charm. That's it.
Okay. Aaron.
Sorry.
Aaron will Hunter's Mark as a bonus action.
Okay. Is she within 90 feet of you?
I don't know.
Yes, she is. Yes. So you focus on her using the Hunter's Mark magic. Okay. That's your bonus action. What you doing on your action there, Aaron?
I'm going to roll it. I can't decide.
Okay. Should have like a chess clock. No, that wouldn't be good.
Okay. He's going to give the potion of healing to. He's going to give the potion of enlargement to Artir.
Okay, Artir, you now have a potion of giant size.
Neat.
You have no idea what it does.
Drink it.
Okay.
Okay.
And Aaron's going to take Hell Reaver and leave it by his side. And then I'm going to push away. I'm going to head back, so to there, I think. Sorry. That's all I can do.
Okay. Then Hecaton will charge forward at full speed, which is 150 foot. 50 foot. He charges up to Imrith, and with his sheer size, he's still able to get into melee range to swing and attack. So he does so with his huge great axe. First attack is a 15, and that one. That's not good. Second attack is a 30. That hits. But it's not the crit. Okay, so it deals 22 points of slashing damage to Imrith. Okay. Gamel.
So what is this thing behind Gamel? Is that a pit or a raised elevation or what?
It's just a bit of darkened sand, really. Just a drop down, 5-foot drop.
Gamel's just going to shoot at the dragon that he does not like.
Okay.
Because she duped him, and he really hates that.
Oh, wait, sorry, Gamel, just before you take your turn, on initiative count 20, a cloud of sand swirls in the 20-foot radius sphere. So let me draw shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, a cloud of sand appears in this position. Each creature in the cloud must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, please. Artir, Gamel, and Aaron. Gamel succeeds. Aaron does not. Artir.
That's Artir's.
That's Artir's. Okay, so 12. Okay, Artir also fails. or an 11 because he's got disadvantage. All right. Erin and Artir are now blinded for a minute. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. You're blinded by the sand that is swirling up in the air in front of you. Gamel.
If I stay in that stand, do I have to make that save every turn?
You just generally now have to. The sand is going to die down, but
Sure.
you got sand in your eyes. Every turn, at the end of your turn, you have to make.
I thought Gamel saved it.
Oh yeah,
I
Gamel
did
saved
save
it, so he's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So it disappears.
Gamel. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot her. Shoot her in the
Okay.
face, and I'm gonna use grip point to get advantage, and then I'm going to use sharpshooter just to try and get some extra damage on her.
Okay.
So 16.
16 is not going to hit.
Gosh dang it. For a second attack, I reload. And then I take my action surge and shoot her again.
Okay.
With grit again.
A 22 is going to hit. 28
All right.
points of piercing damage.
And then I am going to reload, and then as a movement action, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move over there. And I'm done.
Okay. At the end of your turn, she flaps her wings in a wing attack. Hecaton has to make a dexterity saving throw. Which he fails. So what happens then? He takes 18 points of bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone as Imrith flies up into the air, half her flying speed, so she goes up 40 foot above. All right. On her turn, she then flies through the air to this position, and using her frightful presence, everyone that can see her, which is, funnily enough, not Artir or Erin, because you are blinded. So Danric, Gamel, and Loic, and Hecaton need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Danric, Loic, and Gamel do it at advantage because of Danric's song.
Booyah!
So, Hecaton, wisdom saving throw. Unfortunately, Danric and Hecaton fail the wisdom save. The two of you become frightened of Imrith and cannot move closer to her. Have disadvantage on any attacks and all of that good stuff. She will then use her lightning breath directed at Erin.
Is the frightening present not an action?
Yes, it is. She can use the frightening presence and then make attacks. How far did she move? She moved 50 foot, so she'll move another 30, get down onto the ground in front of Erin, and will make 3 attacks. First attack is a 32 to hit. You take 18 points of slashing damage. Second attack, you take 15 points of slashing damage. And the last attack...
Can I ask what the attacks are? Or what
they are non-magical, so you take half damage.
No, damage. The attack dice, because I get multiplies here.
True, fair enough. So the first one was a 32, the second one was a 34.
Okay.
And then the third one was a 35.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
Okay. So Do you get the resistance outside of hybrid form? You
No.
don't, do you? No. Okay. So the first 2 attacks totals up to be 18 plus 15, so 32 points of slashing and 21 points of piercing damage
On the last one?
on the last one. She bites down on you. Loic, what are you doing?
I have to get prepped, so I will be casting. Mirror image on myself.
Okay.
So, Loic standing there with the staff. Staff ignites. 3 duplicates. Fan out from him. And
All right.
I will move. To the edge of this 10-foot lip.
Okay. Artir.
I will drink the strange potion offered to me by Eren.
Okay. You immediately become huge as the potion of giant strength, giant size. You become huge. Your strength becomes 25 if it isn't already higher. Your hit point maximum is doubled, and your current hit points are also doubled.
I remind you that I left Hellreaver at your side.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to assume you grabbed Hellreaver before drinking the potion,
Oh,
as
just of
it
course.
expands 3 times as well, and you will deal extra damage with each of your attack.
Eren, can you tell me what the stats on regular Hellreaver are?
Hellreaver is not attunable, so you get it automatically. It's a +1 longsword that deals radiant damage instead of normal damage. But it's a great sword, +1 basically.
So that means it does 3d8 radiant damage.
Yes. Now that it is giant size.
6d6. It's a great sword.
Oh,
Great swords do 2d6 damage.
Yeah, so it'll be 6d6 3 times. Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you do, Artir? You are blinded.
Okay, so drinking the potion and picking up the sword, what am I left with? Is it on my actions or bonus or?
That's your action. You can move or use a bonus action.
I will bonus action rage.
Okay.
And I will stay put and try to rub the sand out of my eyes.
Okay. At the end of your turn, go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw. You manage to brush out the last of the sand. You are no longer blinded.
It is with disadvantage because
you're
I'm
exhausted.
So,
Then, never mind. Never mind. You're still blinded.
Awesome.
Okay. Danrik.
Oh, that's also me.
Play your war bagpipes, Danrik.
Danrik will use his cantrip, Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
And if she fails the DC 15 Wisdom save, then her next attack is made with disadvantage.
She succeeds the save. So she still takes the psychic damage on the on a success, right?
As
so.
a question.
Vicious Mockery. I believe so, and so we'll play with it as is. So she takes 7 points of psychic damage. Anything else from Danrik?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Eren.
Okay. Couple of things. To be fair to myself, I had Hunter's Mark on, and you hit me 3 times.
Go ahead and roll 3 Constitution saving throws. The first one, DC.
I think all
10.
of them are going to be DC 10. To be fair,
Yeah.
because the 21 it should be half. So DC. Yeah.
DC 10 on all of them.
Okay, so I failed on the first one.
Failed on the first one. Okay.
Okay. So no more Hunter's Mark. Okay. Aaron doesn't know where he is. He can't see. He is getting slashed to pieces. I haven't actually drawn a weapon yet. So I am going to reach into the bag of holding, and I'm going to use another Supreme Potion on myself. Now,
Okay.
would you count that as a bonus action or as an action to drink a potion?
It's an action to drink a potion.
Okay, I'll take. I'll drink the potion.
Okay, so 10d4 plus 20. Okay, while you're doing that, King Hecaton, he is frightened of Imrith, so he won't move any closer, but he will fire his ballista at her from his position. He has disadvantage on the attack. And so a 10 is going to miss. He will
All right.
reload and fire again. What were you going to say?
I'm gonna. All right, so I'm gonna question the TM.
Yeah. What's up?
If he will allow it.
What's up?
Aaron's. All right, so to turn into a werewolf is an action. To drink a bottle of a potion of healing is an action. Will he allow Aaron to turn into a werewolf while he's drinking a potion of healing? As a bonus action, if I don't move anywhere.
Failed save against fear. Unfortunately, it's mechanics. You've got to wait until you have an action to be able to expend. You are a fighter, so you could action surge and do it.
I will say screw you. Run away. And I will take whatever hit you're going to give me. And I will use my bonus action to dash as well. So I'm going to run that to the east. So 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
As you run away, she will swing her tail around to hit you.
Yeah.
You're still blinded,
Yeah, I am.
so the attack is at advantage.
I know. You're going to hit me regardless.
Yeah, that's going to hit, and you're going to take 27.
What is it?
36. It's a crit. On advantage.
All right,
You take 27 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
If you run the other way towards Gam, I could give you the giant strength potion, giant size potion.
I don't know where you are, mate. So.
He's blinded.
Oh, because you're blinded. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
That's 27, yeah?
Yep, 27. Okay. Gamel, it's your turn.
What do I know about a dragon's sense of sight?
The older they are, the better their eyes get. She's pretty old, so chances are she's pretty impressive when it comes to sight.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can see like a conch and a crown, like, somewhere around me? Just laying out in the open.
Roll a perception check.
Sorry, do I get saving throw at the end of my round?
Yes, you do. Go ahead and roll a saving throw against being blind. Constitution, please.
Come on, that's got to be it. Yeah, come on.
Right. You are no longer blinded.
Thank you.
Gamel, you do not see a conch or a dragon mask. You do see, however, at the top where the sand is where she came from, there appears to be an opening to an area below. What are you going to do, Gamel?
That is an excellent question.
And can I make sure that Loic and Artir are starting to prep what they're going to do on their turn?
I mean, I guess I'll just do what I was gonna do, and I would just shoot at her. And since I'm not gonna use a grip point, I'll just sharpshooter it and just hope I hit her.
Okay.
Boo.
Yeah, unfortunately, a 12 is going to miss. Did you use a grit to get advantage?
No, I did not.
Okay, so a 12 is going to miss.
Yeah, and then you know what? I'm gonna drop my musket, or I can. I stow my musket. I whip out my pistol, and I'll do my second attack with a pistol. Does that work?
Yeah, that works. Go ahead.
And I'll just shoot a normal pistol shot at her.
Okay. So a 30, that is going to hit for 32 points of pistol. Wow, your pistol shot is pretty good.
Well,
Need to double check how you managed to get to 32.
Let's see.
1d10 plus 4d6 plus 5.
So the 46 is the feat we did. It was the Thundermonger.
Yeah, the Thundermonger.
That I've called Eat Hot Lead.
Okay.
So yeah,
Fair enough.
I rolled some max damage die.
You fire your musket, it doesn't quite work. You drop it, pull out the pistol, and while it's still kind of twirling in your hand, you take aim. The bullet flies through the air, connects on the side of Imrith's face, and she is not happy.
Now, to be clear, I didn't drop the musket, I stowed it.
Okay,
Right?
so
Like, does that work object interaction-wise?
you stowed the musket during the attack that you made with the musket and pulled out the pistol with the attack. Okay, cool.
Right.
At the end of your turn, she will make a tail attack against Artir.
With
That's
disadvantage because I rung her bell with the shot.
that's a 35 to hit.
This hits.
You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Half.
Halved because you're raging, down to 8.
Thank you.
Gamma is going to move away just because I can. And because my gun's really long range. So I'll just move back over there.
Can I ask where what happened to Hecaton? Because he seems to have skipped a
He's
turn.
frightened.
He hasn't skipped a turn. He acted while you were still rolling your health dice. He fired 2 shots with the ballista and missed.
Oh, all right.
Because he's frightened and he has disadvantage. He failed to save from the frightening effect as well. So Imrith, on her turn, will now use her action to fire off her lightning breath in a 120-foot line. I need both Artir and Loic to roll dexterity saving throws.
Does my mirror image have any effect
It
on this?
ooh. Mirror image. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the
Okay, she
spell's
didn't target
duration.
me.
She didn't target you, it's just a line. So dexterity save. Okay. Both Loic and Artir take 83 points of lightning damage.
I'm dead.
You're not dead, you're just unconscious.
Oh, okay. If it gets you in one hit, that okay.
If it takes you
That's
down
like
to
saying-
negative your hit point maximum in one
Okay.
hit, then
Yeah.
you're dead. But you're
Alright.
just unconscious.
So I'm at 0. Okay.
All right.
How much was that?
83 points of lightning damage.
So halved.
Halved
Doesn't-
down to 40.
Doesn't Loic have absorb elements?
Have what?
Fortunately, she gave the
Absorb-
ring
absorb-
of...
She gave the ring of elements to Gamel.
Absorb elements.
Oh, I don't have it prepared. Well, I could use my new lore if you'd allow me, since this came from Ty. I don't know if you'd let me. But if it worked, do you think I could use my? No, I'd still need a bonus action. It'd still need to be my turn in order to swap it out. So no, there's no escaping it.
Okay.
At the end of Imrith's turn, Loic, I need you to roll a death saving throw.
Oh.
That is your first failure. Artir.
Okay. So Artir is going to cast his Hexblade's Curse. Or not cast, but use his Hexblade's Curse. And I will output that.
Okay.
So, all right. And then he's going to step up to Imrith and using Great Weapon Master and attacking recklessly. You swing at her twice.
You're still blinded, but recklessly it cancels out. We'll just take the first attack roll. 28 to hit will hit on the first one. The 18 will not.
And
33.
I will throw a level 2 smite. If I can find where it is. Oh, there it is.
For an extra 12. All right, swinging this new blade borrowed from Aaron. You swing, unable to see anything around you. You just think where you're going, and it connects. You feel the radiant explosion come off of it, blowing some of the sand out of your eyes. That was a powerful hit.
And then there's another +4 from my Hexblade's Curse damage.
Okay. Anything else from you, Artir?
That's it. I guess I will try to save again for...
Constitution saving throw, yeah. That's a success. You managed to save from the blindness, throw the eyes out. You are right in the face of Imrith. At the end of your turn, she will tail attack you. That is a 24 to hit. Does a 24 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 16 points of bludgeoning damage, halved down to 8. Danrik.
Okay. Danrik will cast Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
So he has a 30-foot radius for healing.
Mm-hmm.
And as a bonus, he will heal Loic. And that is 2d6 plus 5.
Okay. So Loic, while unconscious, you hear a song of rest from Danrik as his aura of vitality increases your health by 9. You wake up, still in the heat of battle. Anything else from Danrik?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. At the end of Danrik's turn, lightning begins to strike in various locations around the map. I need Gamel and Erin to roll dexterity saving throws.
My ring of protection, if this is lightning, should give me a +1. So I'll roll, and then let's just add a 1 to whatever that is. Dex.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
Net 20.
Gamel saves. Erin?
Aaron will cast Absorb Elements, regardless.
You would take 10 points of lightning damage. So absorb elements, you still take it. No, you gain resistance, so you only take 5. And on your next turn, you get 1d6 lightning damage that you can deal. Okay. Erin, what would you like to do?
I would like to recast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
onto Imrith.
Mhm.
I would like to take my bow and I will fire a hailfire shot at level 2 at her with a +1 arrow.
Okay.
And because she's engaged with our tier, I get sneak attack.
Are you a rogue now?
I am a rogue now, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when you leveled up last, you took 1 level of rogue. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Good.
And I can fire. I can use it with ranged weapons.
Attacks. Okay. So go ahead and launch that attack.
See how this goes. So I think this was it. But we'll see. 19.
A 19 will not hit.
I don't think it would. I'll fire again, same attack. 28.
A 28 will hit.
Okay, so the damage will be bow plus the sneak attack plus the Hunter's Mark plus Colossus Slayer plus the spell damage.
Okay.
Let me figure out that. I've got sorry, the spell damage is going to be 2d8. No, that's not how we roll 2d8.
Flash roll. And if anyone watching wants to see an example of using every ounce of possibility, that was just it. An extra 12 points of damage. This one last shot flies through the air. It curves, almost parting the air cleanly, igniting it as it moves. It connects with the flesh of Imrith, and she screams out in pain, as that was a considerable chunk of her hit points. She's now looking quite injured and hurt.
Plus, you know what? Fuck it. Plus 1d6 of lightning damage.
She does
She'd be
nothing.
immune to lightning damage.
I know, but I just want to do it.
Oh, I see.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Well,
Just to prove that you can.
no, Erin, absorb elements requires you to make a melee attack.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Yep.
well, okay.
So it doesn't work.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Right. At the
But you tried. That's the important thing.
anything else from you, Erin?
Yeah, I'm going to move back another 30 feet. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Hecaton will fire the ballista. First shot with disadvantage is 13. That's going to miss. Second shot with disadvantage is a 18. That will also miss. He will then make a wisdom save to try and get out of the
Guillermo's gonna scream, "Get over it!
fear.
Shoot better!"
Oh, crying out loud! He's a big
The king has no
Will,
wisdom.
however, move to that position.
I cannot
Unfortunately,
see that.
I can't see that position.
can't.
None of us can see that position, I guess.
Yeah. Dynamic lighting messed up.
The king is hidden from view. Oh, there it is. Oh, is that an elevated?
Elevated plane up 40 foot. So, Gamel, what you gonna do?
Ghostbusters. I'm just gonna shoot her again with my revolver. This seemed to work okay last time.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot once.
That hits.
And then, because I've been doing pretty well with the pistol, I'm going to shoot again and use sharpshooter on it. Blech.
Unfortunately, the second shot goes wide.
Let's see, so that's 5. So I get one more shot and then I have to reload.
Okay.
And Loic is up. And what did you say the giant growth potion does for the hit points?
It doubles your hit points.
So let's suppose, hypothetically, a creature is at 0, and I shove one of these potions down their throat. Does that mean they stay at 0 because 2 of 0 is 0, or do they go up to half of what their normal hit points would be?
Their hit point maximum doubles, and then their current hit point total doubles. So they would be 0 of double.
But they'd be a really big dying person.
Yes. So that wouldn't be a good idea.
I mean, well, not in many situations, but fingers crossed.
Anything else from you?
I'm going to move right there. I'm done.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Imrith will use 2 legendary actions to do a wing attack. Flapping her wings to move. I need Artir to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's me.
Okay, Artir, you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage, halved down to 8 points of bludgeoning. You are knocked prone, and Imrith flies half her feet, half her speed in this direction. As you have been doing a lot of damage to her camel, Imrith
I laugh in your general direction.
flies towards you. Let's see if her lightning breath recharges, and I'll make that one public. Nope. Okay. So she will fly down right in front of you and will first hit you with a claw attack. That's a 30 to hit.
It was very close, but she hits.
Okay. That's 18 points of slashing damage. Second claw attack is a 28 to hit for 11 points of slashing damage. And the last is a bite attack for 32 to hit, so 20 points of piercing damage.
Oh, hold on one second. I want to check something out. One moment, please. Sorry, hold on.
Okay. What you looking for?
I'm just checking out. I seem to recall the Order of the Immortal gave some resistances to certain things, but that may be higher levels. Those are higher levels. I'm just getting battered. It's all right.
Okay. Loic. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna save the day is what. So, I got the potion bottle ready. It's in my hand. And I'm gonna dimension door all the way over to Aaron.
Okay. You pop.
And I am
Aaron.
going to be staring at him, like on my last leg, coughing up blood as I do. Like, dang it!
So as her bonus action, she can hand you the potion.
Okay. And then
Okay.
I will get away from him.
Because you'll probably ask, Erin, an action to drink the potion, an action to shift into hybrid form, but you can be a huge hybrid. Just letting you know. Okay? That's it for Loic. At the end of Loic's turn, Imrith will use a legendary action to tail attack Gamel. That is a 35 to hit, so that's going to hit for 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ugh, only. Are you sure she doesn't have any acid damage she wants to use?
I'm 100% sure. Artir,
That's a bummer.
you're prone on the ground. What would you like to do?
I'm not looking very good. just as a heads up.
I will use half of my movement, which is already halved, to stand up.
Okay.
Then I will use my action to move 15 feet plus my remaining movement, which is, I guess, 5-ish. So I will be right next to Danric, it looks like.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't think I have anything else, so nope, that's it.
Okay. It is Danric's turn.
Danric will start the turn by using his Aura Vitality to heal Gamil for another 2d6 plus 5,
Okay.
or 12 damage,
12 hit points.
or 12 hit points. And then Danric will use his action to drink his potion.
Okay. So Danric now grows to huge size. A huge halfling. Which is a wonderful sight to see. His instrument also grows. You hear a loud, cacophonous sound from the bagpipe as it expands, and the air inside of it also does. It sounds quite out of tune at this size. All right. Anything else from Danric?
That's it.
All right.
To be fair, a bagpipe sounds out of tune at any size.
True. Aaron?
Okay, Aaron's going to use his bonus action to use Second Wind.
Okay.
So it's 1d10 plus 4.
Yep. Danric is no longer afraid of Imrith.
That's plus 10. Okay. Aaron will then look to Loic, nod, and drink potion.
Okay. So your body begins to grow and expand. You're used to doing this, but not quite to this size.
I'm gonna shout, "Go for the eyes!"
Okay, so that's double my hit points now.
Your hit point maximum doubles, your current hit points double, your strength becomes 25 if it isn't already.
So that's 162. Then my strength is 25. Okay. No, my strength is not 46. There we go. Why is it 46?
You alright there, Aaron?
No, it's no, for reasons, every time I put strength into to 20 as 25, it makes it 48. It gives me a strength modifier of 18.
So put it in a small circle.
Yeah, no, I'm in the small circle, and every time I put 25, it puts it to 46 type.
Huh?
It's doing weird things. Let me.
So a 25 should increase. You know what? Let's see if we can change it to a 5. Okay, so let's change it to a 4. That should be what a 25 would be. It's a +7 modifier on your strength. Everything should be good.
Okay, all right, okay. Right, so
I'll debug all of these problems with Roll20 later.
yeah, sorry. All right. So Aaron's now 162. He's done his action. He's done his as a bonus action. Can I take another?
You used your bonus action to Second Wind.
As a movement action, can I just place a potion of Supreme Healing on the floor.
You can drop one as a free action. It doesn't even take your movement.
Yeah, as a free action. I'm going to put a Supreme Healing and nod at Loic to suggest he should take that.
Was the Supreme Healing potion on your body when you grew?
Yes. It was. It was in my bag of holding, so yeah.
The Supreme Healing potion has now grown 3 sizes.
3 charges of Supreme Healing.
I will say you can get 3 for the next 24 hours. You can get 3 charges of Supreme Healing out of it.
Awesome.
Can't do it to another one.
Loic, here you go.
Right.
I've got to step up my game. Got to kill you guys faster.
So Aaron will then move within range. And that should be within range of Imrit now. 100, yeah. So with the bow again, Gamel is same again, firing 1.
Aaron,
yeah.
you used your action to drink the potion.
Action surge.
Okay.
Sorry, action surge. So with the action surge, I will then fire my shots at Imrith with the bow, and I've got 1 charge left in the bow. With again sneak attack, hunter's mark, and the rest. Okay.
All the extras.
See how this goes. So with a +1 arrow. So I'm not sure I've knocked down my +1 arrow, so I need to do that before. So.
A 20 does not hit.
Second shot.
An 18 does not hit. Both flying wide, hitting the floor on either side of Gamel.
Okay.
All right.
So,
at the end of Aaron's turn, the ground begins to swirl and.
So I just affirm with my action surge, I'm going to stow the bow.
You're going to stow the bow, okay? Undo that. Okay. The sand begins to spin and swirl. In that area, I need both Artir and Danrik to roll Constitution saving throws. Artir succeeds. Danrik gets to roll, and he gets a +5, I believe, because he's in your perimeter.
That's right.
So 24, that is going to be enough. He manages to shrug off the effects. Move that out of the way. We'll keep it for later. King Hecaton. He will move. Well, he can't actually move any closer, unfortunately. So he will just try to continue firing his ballista at her. An 11 is going to miss. 14 is also going to miss, but at the end of his turn, let's hope he makes the wisdom save. There we go. Hecaton finally kicks out, comes to his senses. But unfortunately, it's the end of his turn. Gamel.
Seeing everything that happens and Imrith coming up and attacking him, he digs deep for a second and breathes in deep and does a second wind.
Okay. Of 2.
That was sad. And then he's going to look at Imrith and say, you picked the wrong dwarf to try to deceive and lie to. And he pulls out his giant growth potion and spits out the cork and chugs that thing down.
Okay. FYI, Whelm also increases in size.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, and then I heard you say. So let's see, that goes to 110. And then, did I use my action surge to shoot twice this round, or is that against the Kraken?
That was against the Kraken. You have.
So I still have my action surge, right?
Yes, because short rest, you get your action surge back.
Right. So shockwave or just hit her in the head. Yeah, just hit her in. She'd save on shockwave. Just gonna hit her in the head two-handed. Here we go. I can do this the old-fashioned way. I don't need my guns. I'm just gonna smash her in the face with a hammer.
Okay.
Not a giant.
You crash the heavy-handed whelm. Have you tripled the damage? Okay, so go ahead and roll
does
two
the
more
giant does the giant growth triple my damage?
Yes, the potion of giant size triples the die. So go ahead and roll 2d10. And that is all 4 potions used up. Okay, so a total of 22 points of bludgeoning damage from that attack. Second attack.
Yeah, that's right. Not a giant. Oh.
Unfortunately, the 13 is going to miss. Anything else from you, Gamel?
I just hurl insults at her in Dwarvish, and Whelm does too.
Okay.
That's all.
Well, on her turn, it's a 1. So
Come
it's
at
not
me,
refreshed.
bro. Come at me, bro.
She will stay around you and kind of move just to the other side of you. Use her frightening presence on everyone.
Excuse me. I have a slight correction. I forgot to take my strength up to 25. And with that, my strength is 7. It used to be 2, so that would be plus 5 damage for the strength modifier.
Okay, so an extra 3 points of damage.
No, it was 2. Now it's 7, so it should be an extra 5.
Okay, an extra 5. All right, cool.
Thank you.
So, Imrith uses her frightful presence. All of you need to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Gamel,
Can I question? Anybody that's already saved from that should be immune to that for the next 24 hours? Is that not how it works?
Yes, that's true, actually. So the only people right now that can be affected are Artir and Eren, as they were blinded when the first one happened.
Am I in range?
Yes, it's 120 feet. So no. Okay, so Artir, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
I wasted a perfectly good 20.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry. Artir, you are now frightened of Imrith as she begins to unleash a torrent of attacks on Gamel. First is a claw attack. That's a 20.
The giant growth doesn't change my armor class at all, right?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
23 to hit.
Danric will use cutting words. One of his.
Okay, so roll a
dice.
D8, is it?
Yeah.
Or is it? Yep. So it cuts it down by 7. That puts it at 16, so that misses.
Yes. Woo, Danric.
She will attack you a second time, Gamel. This time is a 27 to hit. That's 19 points of slashing damage. And then she will bite you for a 23 to hit. That's 21 points of piercing.
All right.
Okay. Loic.
She's
Hi.
one size category bigger than me, right?
Yes, she is. Just the one size.
I'm gonna make a mad dash to the potion bottle and drink as much of it as I can. And
Okay.
you said that was a superior
Supreme. So go ahead and roll
Supreme.
10d4
D4.
plus 20.
Wow.
And you guys were worried.
Yeah,
She
I
doesn't
almost died.
she doesn't seem to be that hurt yet.
No, that's true.
Yeah, we haven't put any damage on it yet. So.
Okay, so That's like I would have to use it 3 times in order for it to be expended, and using it is an action each. Okay, got it. So there are 2 uses left.
Hmm.
Okay, and I think that's all I can do.
Okay. At the end of your turn, she will make a tail attack on Gamel. That is a 19 to hit, so that's going to miss.
Yes. Boom.
Fair enough. Artir.
Can we say she sweeps at an unprotected part of my body and then it hits, but I still shrug it off?
Absolutely.
Nice. Because my armor class is 20, but my natural skin is just 19. So, dink.
Okay, so Artir with his bonus action will drop rage. With his
Actually, rage, thinking about it, does rage... it doesn't make you immune to being frightened, does it?
No.
Okay, cool.
I'm not a frenzied.
If he hasn't received damage, though, he drops it automatically.
Yeah. Okay, so you drop your rage. What else are you doing?
All right. I with my regular action, I cast Eldritch Blast at Imrith. So there's 3 shots, and okay, it seems to be.
I don't
broken.
know why that didn't come through properly.
Let me-
Go ahead. It's a 1d20 plus your spellcasting attack
1d20 plus
modifier.
9.
Okay.
So 3 attacks.
All right. All of them with disadvantage
Yep.
because you are both frightened and exhausted. So the first attack misses, the second attack misses, the third attack also misses.
Pew pew pew.
Okay.
And I can't move any closer, but I can save.
Okay.
That's wisdom, right?
Yes, it is a wisdom save. You're still frightened of her. At the end of your turn, she will use the wing attack now. So, Gamel, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw. Okay. You take 17 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone as she flies 40 foot into the air.
No, why? That ruins my plans. Okay, fine.
Of course it ruins your plans. Danric,
Oh.
here to save the day. What are you going to do, Danric?
Danric will start with his bonus action and use his Aura of Vitality to heal Gamel for another 2d6 plus 5. So 16. Oh, and Gamel, when you used your second wind, it only added +1. I think it adds your fighter level.
Yeah, I should have. And that's an 8. Do you mind if I throw an 8 on there, Aaron?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll look at that macro and get it fixed.
All right, and then Danric will use his cantrip again, which is Vicious Mockery. Flip the bird at the dragon.
Okay, she's got to make a wisdom saving throw. She succeeds that. It's 25, so that succeeds. She still takes the 7 points of psychic damage. All right. Anything else from Danric?
That's it.
Okay, Aaron.
Okay, so how big am I?
How big are you?
Currently.
You're about 30 foot tall.
Like,
Just under.
So I'm a large or
You're huge.
I'm huge.
And his reach is 10 feet?
Yep.
So, if I increase, you clarified this. I skipped over it, and now I'm re-clarifying. So, I was a huge creature, and if I'm like previously, if I was medium, I've become large. If I'm huge, do I become colossal?
No. You just remain a huge werebear.
Okay.
Hybrid.
Can I become a werebear?
Yeah, you use your action to become a werebear. Like a Care Bear, but angry.
All right. Nah. Angry Care Bear. Do I increase my movement speed because we're now bigger creatures, or is that not?
No, you don't. It doesn't increase.
Okay, well, it increases because I'm hybrid anyway.
Yeah,
but,
you're hybrid.
All right, so I'm going to move and then use my bonus action to move to this location.
So you're dashing as a bonus action? Does a rogue get that at level 1?
Nope.
A ranger does.
But a ranger does at level 8.
Ah, fair enough. Yep. Cool. Anything else from you, Aaron?
And that was my my movement and my bonus action, and I will use my action to cast a fireball.
Okay. No, you used your action to change into a hybrid.
No, I did. No, sorry, I did. Yeah. So I have gone left. Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay. Hecaton will run like crazy straight toward the battle. Drops his ballista, which really hasn't been working out for him, pulls out the great axe once again. All right. Gamel.
So, to clarify some things in the theater of the mind, she flew up 40 feet when she buffeted me.
You
but
are
I am
prone.
but I am about 30 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a reach of 10.
Yes, but you are also prone. You're on the ground.
Sure, but I could stand up, and she's within reach for me to grapple her.
You could possibly reach and grab her foot.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to stand up, and that's my motion. And then I'll attack her. Sure. She's within range of my hammer, right?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, then I'll just try to hit her with my hammer again.
You might break a nail.
I mean, if it's a big nail she likes, that I mean, ingrown toenails hurt. Like if I can break that, that'd be great. And,
unfortunately, a 16 is not going to hit.
And then I'm gonna say, "You're not getting away from me!" And I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna grab her and try to grapple her and pull her back down with my second attack.
Make an athletics check.
Because I am focusing on my brute force. Oh, yes. Since I'm focusing on my brute force, I get advantage on this, I believe. It's an athletics, you said, right?
Yep. Okay. You reach up and you grab hold of her foot. You have managed to grapple Imrith.
You're not going anywhere! I'm done.
Okay. At the beginning of... Yeah.
Since I'm grappled with her, can I pull her down as part of that, or am I just holding on to her?
Just holding on to her. You're on your tippy toes as you're holding on as a huge dwarf. On her turn, she looks down at you, flapping her wings, and will cast a spell. She will cast Ice Storm. A 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. That's radius. On this position, so it will get Hecaton, Danrik, and Gamel. Each creature must make a dexterity saving throw, please.
No, that's so low.
That was Danrik, and he has +5.
Okay, and Hecaton, dexterity saving throw is 15. All right, so Gamel, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage and 18 points of cold damage.
I don't think I have resistance to either of those, so I just take 28.
28, okay.
But she's still grappled.
She's still grappled by you. Hecaton takes that as well. Takes the full 28. Danrik succeeds. No, he doesn't. Never mind. So 28 points of damage
So
to Danrik.
the 23.
Oh yeah, because it's +5, so that does succeed. 23 succeeds, so he takes half. 5 points of bludgeoning damage and 9 points of cold, so 13 points of... 14 points of damage in total.
Okay, and he's got to make a con save for
Yes,
his
please.
aura of vitality, which is also +5, and that's also Artier, or Danrik.
Yeah, he succeeds.
Okay.
That's no worry. All right, it's the end of Imrith's turn. Loic, what are you doing?
So she was just out of range for my counterspell, but if I take 10 feet forward, take 10
Yep.
steps, then I can cast Dispel in a 4th level spell slot. And I happen to know that that's Ice Storm. So I will do
you
that.
Okay, so you dispel it. I need you to roll a spellcasting modifier ability. Spellcasting ability check.
It's above a
Yes.
level 4?
You casting it at 4th level?
I am.
Oh, then yes,
Because
it
Loic
dispels.
knows. Yeah.
Okay, it dispels.
Cool.
All right. Anything
back
else
over
from
my
your
bottle.
Loic?
Step back over to my bottle. Hide behind it.
Okay. Then, since you are in range, at the end of Loic's turn, Imrith will use a tail attack against Gamel again. Why didn't that? Okay, so that's a 30 to hit Gamel. That is 18 points of bludgeoning damage. Artir, frightened of Imrith, what do you do?
I will again cast Eldritch Blast 3 times.
Okay, so d20 plus 9, 6 times because you've got disadvantage. All 3 miss. You got a 19, 25, a 27, 14, and 12, 21.
All right, I will, with my bonus action, go back into a rage
Okay.
and then try to shake off the fear.
Which does not succeed. Yeah, it doesn't succeed.
Wait, I'm sorry, that was Danrik's sheet. Danrik has a +3 to wisdom. Artir has a +6. So would a 18.
18.
18 would fail,
Okay.
unfortunately. Okay.
That was
At
the wrong
the-
sheet. He needs to re-roll. That's how that goes, right?
Would you like to re-roll?
No, that's fine.
All right. At the end of your turn, Artir, Imrith will make another tail attack against Gamel,
Oh,
trying to whittle him down. It's 29 to hit for another
that-
17 points of bludgeoning damage.
oh, I do not look good, but I will not let her go.
What's Danrik doing?
Never gonna give you up.
With his bonus action, he will Aura of Vitality again. So 2d6 plus 5.
To Gamel?
Yeah.
Okay. So 15 hit points back.
And then with his action, he will cast Fairy Fire so above Gamel, so he's not getting Gamel in the area. So it's just on the exact area where Imrith is on right now.
What's the spell save DC?
15.
Okay. She fails and chooses to succeed by using one of her legendary resistances.
Very good. And Danrik will end his turn.
Okay. At the end of Danric's turn. Another tail attack against Gamel.
Oh, every turn? Oh, this is...
She gets 3 legendary actions per round. So that's
Per
a
round? Ugh.
that is 20 to hit.
Danric will cutting words.
Okay. So that will make it miss.
That'll
Right.
make you miss, yeah, because it's
Aaron.
1 difference.
Moving up closer.
Okay, Aaron will again use his bonus action to dash and charge into Imrith. He will, as far as I know, a grab is an attack action,
Yep.
and I can use one of them, and then have the other one still to attack.
That's
Is that
right.
correct?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
I will grab Imrith
Okay.
to alleviate Gamel's issues.
Go ahead
So-
and make an athletics check versus her athletics or acrobatics.
Yes.
Woo! Woo!
Narrowly, she fails.
Aaron has grabbed her, and then he's going to. Would you? No, I take it it's not a flanking attack with Gamel on her back as well. So
I'm not on her back. I've got her foot, and she's in the air. And I'm planning on pulling her down and then.
Have
being
you drunk
senseless.
the potion? You must be.
Yeah, I have.
You're pretty big, and yeah, we're both pretty big. I've kind of jumped up.
Oh no, but she was up in the air, so I grabbed her. I don't know how your grapple was, but I was standing
Yeah,
there holding her
I've
foot.
jumped up. I kind of jumped up and grabbed for the neck.
You've got hold of her legs. You're underneath her. Both of you are dangling
All right.
underneath her.
I'm gonna stab. I'm gonna be clawing her with one hand, and then because I'm gonna stab up with the other.
Okay, go ahead and make the attack. A 32 to hit will hit.
Okay. So that's terminus damage plus Slayer damage. Plus Slayer. Plus Hunter's Mark. Plus hell. Let's put a superiority dice in there while we're at it. Okay.
All right. A nice huge chunk of flesh is carved cleanly out of the side of her inner thigh. All right. Anything else from you, Aaron?
I think that's about all I can do.
All right. Seeing what everyone else is doing, Hecaton will take this moment to run up past Imrith, up the sand steps, and swipe
Oh,
at
she's
her.
40 feet in the air, so if he's at plus 20, he's right at her level.
And he's going to attack.
Love it.
A 26 to hit will hit for 30 points of slashing damage. Again. A 23 to hit because she's being flanked effectively, so that does hit for another 30 points of slashing damage. She's now starting to look bloodied. At the end of that, it is Gamel's turn.
I want to use my action to pull her down to ground level. So I'm interested in how this would work. I'm holding her. Can I do another check to try and pull her down?
Yes,
'Cause
go ahead
okay,
and make
let's-
an athletics check.
And I get advantage again because of my proof strength. Now, does she have disadvantage because she's being hung on to by 2 guys who are
Right.
pulling her down?
Can I notify it? His athletics isn't correct.
Plus
Is it-
7.
Is it correct? Because
Are you proficient in athletics, Gamel?
No, I'm
oh,
not.
okay.
Then
Sorry.
it's correct.
It's just my strength modifier. But I would argue that being flanked and having 2 people on her, she should get disadvantage.
She rolls a 21 and is pulled down to your level.
And then I'm going to hit her in the face with a hammer. But I'm going to use my psionics and add some brute strike to that. So I'm going to burn 2 points, and I get a bonus of 2d6 for bonus damage if I hit her.
Okay.
Oh no, excuse me. I can take the attack first and then decide whether to do the bonus damage. So I just hit her with my but to hit her I got to do it one-handed because I've got another hand on her right now. So we'll just
Go ahead and swing the attack.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna smash Whelm into the ground, and I'm just gonna try to stun her. Just gonna do some shockwave.
Okay.
DC 15. She will probably pass, but she could roll a 1.
Constitution saving throw. She gets a 35.
There's a 5% chance she missed it. Let's see. Action attack. I could move. Nah, I'm gonna keep her grappled. We'll be there.
Okay.
I'm done.
On her turn, seeing the position that she's in, having been pulled down, she focuses her mouth right in front of Erin, angles it as she opens wide. The air begins to crackle as a jolt of lightning is blasted in a 120-foot line in this direction.
I thought you were rolling those openly publicly.
I did.
I didn't
If
see
you
it.
look up, you will see just before your athletics check, a d6 rolls a 5. So it gets the 4 of you. I need dexterity saves from Erin, Gamel, Danrik, and Artir.
Right, as a reaction there, and we'll cast Absorb Elements.
Okay. How many spell slots you got left?
That was my last spell slot.
Okay. Is that Danrik or Artir that rolled the 28?
Danrik rolled the 28. Artir rolled the 25.
Okay. So Danrik succeeds. Artir also succeeds. Erin fails. Gamel, can I get a... Oh, you've already done it. There's your 7. Okay, you fail. Gamel, you take 116 points of lightning damage.
Gamble death.
Just unconscious. Erin, you cast Absorb Elements, so you take half of that. You take 58 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
Artir and Danrik also got succeeded, so you take
What?
half of it.
My maximum current hit point is double because of the giant potion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm really hurt, but I'm not in danger of dying. I am
So
unconscious and prone, though.
58 points of lightning damage to Danrik and Artir.
Gamel, if it was halved from the lightning, would you still be up because you have the ring of resistance?
No.
Okay.
I am currently at negative 87. I had like 29 health left, and I took 116 damage.
I need to make a Constitution save throw to keep Hunter's marking in check.
You're gonna fail. There is
Anything but a natural 20. Can we say that?
natural 20 is not an automatic success.
I know, but like for the crack.
You can roll it. You can roll it. It's a
for the
DC
fans.
29.
Oh, so close. Oh, okay.
The 13. Yeah, you fail on your hunter's mark.
All right.
All right. At the end of her turn, it is Loic's turn.
Wait. Hasn't Gamble got a resistance?
Yes.
You got a
So
resistance.
he only
I
took.
have Ring of Protection, which gives me +1 to AC, but I don't have resistance to
No,
lightning.
we gave you the Ring of Lightning resistance. It was a lightning attack.
Did you give me,
Yeah.
wait, was it Ring of Lightning, or was that
It's a
Ring of Protection?
Ring of Lightning resistance. Yes.
Oh, well, I misunderstood. So let's see. It was 116 damage that you gave me.
Cut down to 58. So increase your hit points.
I mean,
by
I'm still super dead.
You're still at 0.
Well, negative 29 technically, but there's technicalities. It's fine.
Okay. Well, sorry.
Loic, you just saw large Gamel drop. Artir doesn't look too far behind, and neither does Danrik. But that being said, Imrith
Hecaton's in shape.
is looking very bad.
All right, let's see what we can do with a level 5 fireball made of radiant energy straight into her side.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw.
God, that's a bad roll.
She fails the dex save but chooses to succeed. That's her second legendary resistance used up. So she takes half damage, 36 halved down to 18.
Does she
Okay.
not have some? Oh, I suppose there's low resistance.
Anything else from you, Loic?
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of the line.
Okay. Then at the end of your turn, she uses a legendary action to use a wing attack. Erin, Hecaton, and Gamel need to roll dexterity saving throws. Gamel automatically fails. So dex save from
Do I
Erin,
still need
please.
to make a dex save to determine? No, I can't make a dex save. I'm unconscious.
You've
So
automatically
so
failed.
first, it's failure on the dex
So,
save.
can I ask how this works? Because at the end of the day, I'm grappled with her.
So she's going to make the wing attack. If you fail and drop prone, you let go of her, and she can then move. If you succeed and keep hold of her, she can't fly away.
I can't use athletics to be more strength. I'm grappled to her at the end of the day. Can I not use athletics to help myself somewhere?
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage on the check because
Okay.
you're holding on to her. Okay.
Okay. I'll go there.
18 won't quite do it, so you do get knocked prone, as does, but Hecaton doesn't get knocked prone. You take 13 points of bludgeoning damage, Erin, and she
Okay.
flies 40 foot into the air.
That's half, I take it, because I'm in hybrid form.
Yes, half down to 6 bludgeoning damage. All right, Artir, what are you going to do?
One question. Grappled ends if the grappler is removed from the reach of the person due to an effect. She's on the ground. If he knocks prone, she's still within reach of his feet and hands. I mean, that's a DM decision, but the condition usually is you have to be far enough away that you break reach. He may be on the ground, but he can still grab her feet. But DM discretion on that one.
Yeah, this is a question. Have I been broken from it?
No, you haven't. So she's still on the ground, and you're on the floor holding onto her.
So have I taken wind damage, or have I taken damage from falling?
You've taken damage from her wings,
Okay.
flapping.
All right, I'll go. Yeah. But I'm still grappled.
Still grappling her, and she's not flying above. She's still at base level. All
I
right,
went to law
Artir.
Artir will use his lay on hands and give himself 30 hit points. His rage is over, and he's going to stay out of rage for now and try to again save from the fear effect.
Okay. Still failing. All right, Danrik.
Danrik will recast his aura of vitality, which is his... he's got plenty of those. And then with a bonus action, use that aura to heal Gamel for 2d6 plus 5.
And that takes
Yeah.
me from 0 to 2d6 plus 5, right?
Yes, it does. So you get 15 hit points back. You are awake but prone on the ground. Okay.
And that will end Danrik's turn.
Okay. At the end of Danrik's turn, Imrith is going to make a tail attack on Erin. That is a 29 to hit for 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Halved.
Halved down to 10. Aaron.
All right. Technicalities here. If I'm already grappled, can I increase the grapple to a restraint if I do another check? Is that how it works?
So,
Can we escalate to a restraint if I'm always curious about this.
Yeah, the only way you can escalate to a restraint if you have a way of completely restraining her. Grappling is just holding onto someone and keeping them from moving. Restraining actually restricts their physical motion. You have to be able to wrap all the way around her to be able to restrict her.
Well,
Maybe if Hecaton and Gamel piled on top, dogpile style.
This is like I'm kind of a large creature now, so I'm within her size range. So I'm like, can I do that?
You can certainly try.
That's
It would be an athletics check or acrobatic. Well, not acrobatic. Sorry, it would be an athletics check if you want to do it.
This is the thing. With my athletics, I think I'm exceeding her athletics now by quite a margin.
Seems to be the past couple times. Yeah.
Right. But it's like, yeah. Is it actually possible to restrain her?
I would say mechanically speaking.
Do I feel
yes.
like I can restrain her? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to attempt to do that as an addition. So on the other technicality, that would be another grapple. It wouldn't be my full action to restrain her. It would be an additional grapple as in an attack.
However, so talking logistics here, you grappled her with one hand, you can still attack with the other. If you now grapple her with the other and restrain her, you can't let go of her to make another attack. Okay? So attack first and then restrain.
I can bite her.
Yes, you can bite her.
And a bite would be 3 times the power. In fact, the claw attacks would be 3 times the power.
Right, so go ahead and roll an athletics check.
All right, I'm going to do I'm going to try and restrain her. So I'm going to go do athletics because not quite as good.
She is restrained.
Okay. Screw it. I don't think she's going to be susceptible. Aaron in his head, because he's not good for biting. He's got 2 hands on her. He's not good with the biting factor because of the thing. But it's a dragon. I don't think a dragon can turn into a werewolf, a werebear. I'm not worried about the lycanthropy on this thing. I'm going to bite her. You're going to look this up. I don't think it's a thing, so I'm going to bite her.
Go ahead and give her a bite. I do believe lycanthropy requires the target to be a humanoid.
Yeah, I think so as well. So I'm gonna. Do you want me to change my my D rolls first? So that is in fact 60-10. It's quite powerful. So I'm going to fight. Please hit. Please hit. I'm not going to hit with that.
You have advantage on the attack.
I'm still going to hit.
Unfortunately, you're not going to hit.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
I 5 by weapon scales.
Hecaton.
But she's restrained.
She's restrained. Hecaton will attack her with his great axe. Slashing away. He has advantage on the attack. That's going to hit. 28 points of slashing. She's now screaming in pain and writhing from all of this damage. That's a 31 to hit. That's going to hit. 33 points of slashing damage. Gamel, you are awake. You are prone on the ground. Imrith is stood above you, but Imrith looks bad. What are you going to do?
Aaron's on the top going, finish her!
What? So a ranged attack, if I am right next to her, what does that do?
Has disadvantage.
Oh, and if I'm prone, it's disadvantaged. Everything is disadvantaged.
But she's restrained, so you have advantage. It
If you
cancels out.
Yeah,
if
it
you
cancels out.
stand
But
up,
I do need to stand up, so I will do that.
okay,
But
now
then if I hit her with the if I shoot her, it's disadvantage because I'm at range. If I hit her, it's just not as awesome. I'm not gonna. Yep, I'm just gonna take my hammer and try to just bash her head in, because that's how dwarves do.
swing away.
I should have advantage.
Swing away. Yes, you do. A 26 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll 2d10.
Why is it 2d10?
Because in the huge size, your weapon
Oh, the
does triple
size.
the amount of damage.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
And then
It's your
I just
first
do it again.
attack. You can see parts of her scales cracking and breaking under the weight of the hammer, lightning kind of arcing in all of the cuts and gashes that she now has.
I'll make your scales into a beautiful set of armor. Smash! Woo!
Go ahead and roll an additional 4d10. Gamel, how do you want to do this?
While I was hiking, I listened to the episode where they killed Rymfang. Let's see. She has that big horn on her head, right?
She does.
And it really ticks me off that was the thing. So I kind of aim at it, and her head's getting kind of soft from all the beating. And I want to hit that horn and drive it straight through her head like a spike, so that when it's done, it comes out the other side and brains everywhere.
Okay. So first attack, you knock her head down. She's struggling against the
I want to say,
restraints.
this is what you get for messing with a dwarf. And then,
The second attack, as you're connecting, an arc of electricity jumps from her horn to Whelm. He screams out in pleasure as the hammer connects. The bone gets crushed underneath, straight through the mouth, embedding it into the ground below. She is now impaled and stuck. Her eyes go wide. Her tongue drops out of her mouth as her body goes limp. Well done.
Oh man, can I run over there as fast as I can and tell everyone to back off and attempt to use the soul absorption gem on her?
Yes, you can.
sweet. And
Worst
I
case
will come
scenario,
over
nothing
to-
will happen.
Aaron's going to climb off the wings and the restraint and just. Okay.
Do you have that like noodly feeling of like it was intense and you're like, oh man, that was great, and like a little shaky?
Aaron, in fact, Aaron, before he does that, he's going to take. Does he see? She's got the mask on. I presume she's got the mask on.
She's not wearing the mask.
She's not. Can he look around to see where the crown is?
Roll a perception check. Okay. You do not see the mask at first glance, though you do remember that she crested up above a bit of a sand dune up in the back. So you head back there and you find her treasure trove. And in that treasure trove is the mask.
Gamma gives
What?
everyone a round of celebratory high fives, but not Loic because he's tiny, but everyone else is big. So high fives for everybody.
So
Woo!
Loic's doing that, and Aaron's up is like roughly around here. What else is in the treasure trove? Oh, Master of the Universe.
For one thing, you see a brilliantly shiny gold sarcophagus. You can do with that whatever you wish.
I presume it's closed, and there might be.
It is closed.
Yeah.
There are 2,500 gold pieces.
Who's noting this down, by the way? Aaron, are you getting that?
2,500 gold pieces.
Yep. There's the dragon mask. And just do a quick roll. A set of armor.
That's all right, no. That's pretty good.
Roll a 99.
Okay. That is a book, a very interesting looking book. The Tome of Leadership and Influence. And lastly, a Cloak of Elven Kind. That's what you find in her treasure trove. Hecaton just sits down on the step, hands in his arms, almost praying. You can see and catch a glisten of tears dropping down the corners of his eyes as it's over.
Gamma will walk up to him
Hey,
respectfully.
Can we figure out what's happening with the soul gem first? Because that's a timed thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that happened instantly. So what do I do?
So you rush over to the body. Did I ever tell you what the
No.
check? Okay, I need you to roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Make sure everyone's gone.
Is there any way to assist her since she or him? Because Loic runs over and is like, "Get away, get away!"
Only if you knew how this worked. Okay.
All right.
You place the gem that you had been working on for so long up against where you would estimate her heart to be. At first, nothing seems to happen. You pour a last little push of magical energy in, same as you had done before. Your method of creating this soul gem was effectively to create a void of magical energy in this spot, to disconnect it from the weave to such a degree that it becomes a vacuum. You do it one last time, pulling the last essence of magical energy out of this item, and in it you see the gem begin to glow as some strange silvery mist spreads within, and you have an active soul gem.
Before anyone sees it glowing or anything, I'm gonna try to get it stuffed into my pack again.
Okay.
Perception check.
Mostly, I'm trying to hide it from Hecaton.
Versus a sleight of hand check.
Gamma rolled the 1. He's too excited about the kill. He's going around high-fiving people. He's not even paying any attention at all.
So Loic, as the only small person in the entire area, you pocket it without too much problem. All right.
So, does Aaron have any say in this? My
You
passive
are-
perception will completely destroy that.
He's doing this at the time that you're going through the treasure hoard.
Okay.
You said that there was a suit of armor. What kind of armor?
It looks like a set of chainmail, so nothing fancy.
So that all happening, and then Hecaton kind of sitting and having a moment. I'll go up and somewhat more calmly and respectfully just say, I'm sorry, I know you would have preferred the killing blow. Given the circumstances, I could not wait. But I hope that this foul creature's demise assuages whatever guilt or feelings of vengeance you may have.
What matters most, large dwarf, is
Thank you for that, by the way. This is all
my family is safe once again.
The corpse has certain material components that I will be working with, but before I do that, is there any aspect of the creature that you wish to claim?
I need the skull. And I claim the skull.
I only have a hammer, so I can't cut the head off for you. But Artir over there has a great sword, and he can help you out.
He lifts up his great axe and swings straight down, cleaving right through the neck. Now that there's no force of life within it, it cleaves straight through. He picks up the head and takes it.
Aaron, as an afterthought at this point, can you look around for Artir's equipment?
Mm-hmm. It's actually around the same spot where she had come from. She had shed all of his equipment. Everything is back. Everything that was in your inventory, Artir, can be returned.
I'll be like, whoa. Artir, you okay? Your stuff's over here.
Thank you. I will be there shortly.
I want my sword back.
It is a wonderful blade.
Right. Then at that point, as you guys are kind of relaxing and grabbing all of your equipment, we're going to end tonight's session there.
No, you're not.
Yes.
Aaron's going to want to check the sarcophagus.
Yeah?
Wait, did you say a sarcophagus?
I've got a sarcophagus up here. I want to check it out. You guys want to have a look?
Give me a moment. It might be undead, and I might be able to detect the presence of such things.
Come up here. I don't want to do this without you guys. Come on.
Gamma will ask Loic. Loic, are there any components you need here? The scales will keep, and that's what I want. But could you use like a dragon heart or a dragon spleen or?
Go, I will sort you out with cutting that thing up in a minute. Come over.
Sure. But if this stuff's gonna spoil, we may need to get to it. Loic, is anything gonna spoil that you want?
It won't spoil in 5 minutes. Come on.
I guess we'll go see what baby wants. Can I get a lift?
Okay. I put you up on my shoulder, and then we walk over.
Don't call me baby.
You're being one.
Gamma laughs at the giant guy complaining about baby and the little one on the shoulder, and like, oh, this is such a funny juxtaposition. I'm usually the short one.
All right. So you have this golden sarcophagi. What are you doing?
Gamma pulls out his rifle and loads it.
I am going to use my divine sense. The presence of strong evil registers to my senses like a noxious odor.
In fact, Aaron will. In fact, he will do all of his primeval awareness to do the same thing. Why not?
Your divine senses indicates whether or not something is a fiend, undead, or celestial. Correct?
Right, and the flavor text suggests a smell of powerful evil if it is present. You can rule if that is flavor or if that is an actual thing.
There is a smell of very powerful evil trapped within that is undead.
Perhaps we should leave the sarcophagus closed for now.
Why?
I am very close to dying myself. I do not wish to join the ranks of the dead or undead.
There's something in there that I should worry about?
Oh, Jess, my spidey senses are tingling. There is an undead creature in that sarcophagus.
Okay, well, I explained it.
We just killed a dragon. We totally got this. We're fine. And then Gamble, after like 2 seconds and the adrenaline wearing off, suddenly realizes, oh my gosh, I almost died. I feel like crap right now. Oh gosh. You know what? Actually, Artir, those are wise words. Wise words.
Aaron's feeling pretty good. He's like, I can take on the world right now. Let's do it.
Right, and then with that, we will end the session. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much for being part of this. As our group of heroes have slain Imrith, they recovered Hecaton. The Ordning is being reformed. We have completed Storm King's Thunder as the adventurers continue on with the story. What will happen with Klauth? What is happening with the world beyond? Who knows? Find out next week. Good night.